never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their throne. Checking the charts with her AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, friends? Good morning. All right. Ooh. Howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Guys, do me a favor, smash that like button really quick. Let's get it going. How are you guys doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning, friends. Welcome to the show. Howdy, friends. Tyler, Simon, Dean, Matster. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Have I pressed the like button yet? Why not? That's right. Hit it. We are getting off to a start today. Slightly later, like 10 minutes late. Love you guys for being here early every single morning. Get our trading done. Our pre-market done. The best ever. This community, this crew. Everybody stroke that button. Stroke it good. What are people's thoughts on the job stuff? Let's talk about that. Let's see where I got my charts here. The little bit. We'll chat about it in a second. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Slick Rick, and all the rest. I wish they would give me my names back on YouTube. I'm tired of reading those handles. I want to read your actual names. Mornings. Gap rules apply here. Let's wait for Matt. Yeah, let's see what's saying. Thumbs up. Gap rules apply. What are we doing overnight? I haven't even looked. Slightly gapping up. Slightly flat-ish day. I would say less than a strike distance, it looks like. Nothing really happened overnight. No trades for me overnight. Oh, this is going to be incredible. Nice, flat, crazy day. Volatility. Yikes. Morning, guys. Reading all the comments, all the thumbs ups, all the likes. Yeah, before the market starts, hit that like button. Looks like Fed will have to cut rates this month. I think it's going to be a rate cut no matter what. The Fed has already kind of expressed that, if you read between the lines of what Powell was saying at Jackson Hole. What does rocket scooter really mean? Rocket scooter means success. Rocket scooter means building something on your own. Rocket scooter means taking something basic and amping it up to make it better. Rocket scooter means a lot of things to a lot of people. For me, it means to not stop until you get to the moon, even on a scooter, because we can get there on a scooter, and that's how good we are. The FundedNext legacy account has also 3 trading days to pay out. It's 5 when funded. It's 3 in eval on the legacy. So once you get to 5 days, you can take out half the balance. So you can choose when you take the payout. You don't have to take the payout. You can build it after 5 days, whenever you want, press the payout, then the timer of 5 days starts over. I won't hit any button until you teach me to scoot. Teach me how to scoot, Mr. Scooter. Can you teach me for 10 bucks how to scoot? I absolutely can. Mr. Scooter. Like, don't call me Mr. Scooter. Mr. Scooter was my dad. All right. Let me get my stream going on here. So today, this week's data. Hope the internet stays good and solid today. What was a nightmare yesterday, wasn't it? All right, continuing jobless claims. This came in pretty much on point. Anything less than 2 million in this environment is going to be decent. Nothing to say there. ADP numbers, very low. Well, okay, well, relative to the estimate. Let's check on that a little bit. So, what am I missing? Where is the initials? Productivity. There's a lot of data. Imports. Balance. Labor costs. A lot of data to chew on today. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Scooty. Teach me how to Scooty. This channel rules. What's up, Chady? I don't know. What's up, yawn? I've been able to watch a stream since you swapped your laptop. Do I like a super high bitrate or something? This is correct. I do run a super high bitrate. I don't know if there's something weird going on with the internet or something that's... My internet just got slow. Maybe we need to reboot the router again. But... Okay, let's load up this data. And the browser's being weird. Like, there we go. All right. Anything under 2 million in continuing jobless claims is okay. It's pretty normal. We get the initial jobless claims. If there's like any cycling of layoffs, so a little bit of a... What is Why is this website being all buggy? There we go. Nothing alarming here. Still underneath 250. That's pretty okay. Like, switch between the tabs. Why are you doing this to me? It's so weird. Our box is having a good time right now. Analyze change in labor efficiency. This is here. This is pretty normal. Nothing alarming there. Oops. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably just maybe your internet. I don't know. It's my internet's been weird lately too. I'm really sure. So the trade balance is nothing alarming there. You know, we had the first you know, essentially, you know, pre-tariff, right, and everything got all crazy. Look at that, how the balance got crazy right up until May. Like, you know, in April was that big turnaround. So the higher the number it is, you know, the more imports and exports. Or exports and imports. So I believe that this would be people just rushing to get everything imported in as fast as they could before the tariffs are. And I'm just looking to see if there's any difference there. It's all just noise. Nothing alarming there. Not really sure what's causing this to be all wacky, but I'm going to go ahead and close this tab down. Try it again. Good morning, guys. No trades to me overnight. Fully flat. Didn't do anything. Flat market. Something crashed here. Let's just close this down. Not really sure. Actually, I think just all my tabs in general crashed out. Give me 1 second, you guys. This will be better. I'm rebooting all my tabs here. Investing.com just decided to like completely tank the take my browsers now. We should be good now. Okay. The ADP numbers, right? So ADP private sector employment numbers. Look at these guys real quick. Yeah. This is the monthly change of here. I'm gonna get it centered on here. Of the amount of non-farm jobs, non-farm. So basically, this comes out usually a couple days before the government data, which I guess is the holiday. We probably won't get that until maybe Monday. Usually we get that on Friday, but this was shifted ahead a day. I don't know if we still get the regular data tomorrow. That's probably guess it'll be Monday. Okay. Like, what is going on with investing.com? My browser's getting all funky. All right, here it is. All right. The actual was slightly down over the forecast. So this is the month-over-month change. As you see, you know, when the tariffs come in, it's been kind of like a shift, right? We've seen, you know, there was somewhat of a decent bulk of these candles here, and then now it's just kind of like not looking so hot. This isn't terrible relative to like now. It's better, but it's terrible relative to every time. Like every single month, we had like really strong job growth, and ever since 2025 came in, there's just been no strong employment, you know, job growth. We've been having these same kind of conversations. The jolts are coming down, but still not going up. There's no job creation. There's no employment, you know, rush to go get jobs. Like, you know, the real answer is, are we in the world where people just don't want to work anymore? It's a scary thought. I mean, we're starting to see the trend right now. It's starting to start. And I don't know if this is just, you know, related to the tariffs, companies stalling out, or are we actually in this mode, right? Where the market is sort of, job market is sort of dead. 23,250 and 64,22. What do you guys think? Is it a mix of all of it? Is this the world where people are wanting to start their own jobs rather than go get a job? Is that where we are? Is this a world where companies just don't want to hire because of tariffs? It's a mix of everything. What do y'all think? No, jobs are fine. Don't be dramatic. You're so dramatic. Do you watch the news and tell the weatherman he's being dramatic when he just says it's raining? 23,553. What do you guys think? All right, 250. Welcome, guys, to the Rockster stream, the biggest and best futures live stream on the planet. Hit that like button, guys. We'll be doing tons of giveaways today. Get that like to 500 really quick. All right, so about the numbers. And we have monthly hedge pressure down 23,252, 553. Don't pay attention to Houston anymore till there's a hurricane. Like, what's a little bit of rain gonna do? I still have my puts. Yep, still have my puts. You know, my hedging puts, which is great. The strategy was to take a little bit of my payouts from August, which was about $70,000, and buy 15K worth of puts with it, just to ride underneath me in case the market did crash out over the month, and then keep longing every day, and which is what I have been doing. Yesterday and the day before are the only 2 days you guys see me short probably in a very long time. They're both very, very fruitful. I had a 20K day and then like a 12K or 13K, something like that yesterday. And so I've more than paid off those puts because they came from profits in the previous month, which is great. And so I got puts in case it falls. I've got profits in case it keeps rallying, and I'm good on both sides of the coin. So now I'm basically trading risk-free on the prop accounts. If I blow all of them up in a single day, which will still be fine, it only cost me like 6,000 or 7,000 just to re-up every single one of them. It's a great strategy. Bum, 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 bum. You applied to 500 jobs at 10 interviews as a senior software engineer? Trump screwed everybody. What else? Is that usually higher? I don't know if that's a good ratio or bad ratio for your industry. It's been a while since I've applied for a job. Is that high or low? Like 1 out of 50 to me seems low. So are you saying that it should be higher, like as in it's really hard to get a job right now? As a developer becoming less needed, that's what you guys feel like? They're starting to see like a little bit of a trend, right? I think that this is a trend that's starting to form. At least you can see in the data. I would say, with the participation rate being low, it's been low, very low. It means people aren't going out and getting jobs. It's a combination of, I believe, a couple of things. You know, number one is COVID taught the world that they didn't need as many employees as they thought they needed. When companies sent everybody home and everybody's working from home, the boss got it in his head and said, oh man, we're doing fine without all the people. They just kind of show up to Zoom meeting every once in a while. Do we even really need them? So companies started to learn how to be efficient during COVID. So they learned they don't need as many employees. People that got the taste of working from home started their side hustles and figured, I don't need to get a job either. And also the younger generation, I feel like this is the world where it's so easy to start. Everybody's always, would rather have their own job usually than get one, at least in my generation. Probably before my generation was the last great generation of people that were excited about working and having a tenure with the company, right? Like my dad spent his entire life with AT&T, for instance. He went all the way up to like the executive level at the end of it. And he didn't go to college, and he worked his way up from the ground. That's the last great, generation that was able to do that, because you could build a career with no college degree. Now, once you college degree, like the millennials, we're like the first generation of, okay, everybody's going to go to college. That's now required to get a job. So the millennials were like the one generation where it was like, okay, you have to go to college, you have to get a job. And then Gen Z was the generation of influencer. Like, I can make my own job being an internet salesman. And then Gen Alpha is now the one that has AI. So it's almost like, you've got companies that don't need employees, you got employees that don't need companies, you got AI that can make it so easy to start your own job. Like as a millennial, I couldn't just have, hey, AI, develop a trading platform for me, So there's a barrier of entry to starting your own business 20 years ago. Now it's like, I can just, hey, you want to edit videos for you? I can edit your videos. I get 1 million emails a day. Hey, want better thumbnails? I can do thumbnails for you. And it's like, they're just using some AI tool, doing it for, hey, you need a programmer, I can write code for you. There's a lot of that. So it's easier to start a job. So, I think like the fact that the participation rate is so low is because companies aren't paying people enough, to offset inflation. And they'd rather just wait for something better. Or in general, this is the age where people are now finally starting their own jobs faster and more easily than ever before. And we're starting to finally see that the AI allowing people to create their own companies and businesses left and right. It's like so much easy. It's so easy now to start a business, start a whatever, start your own thing. It's like, that's this trend we're starting to see. The trend of shopkeepers and sole proprietors. It's like the Middle Ages where everybody had some kind of shop in the center of town, and nobody worked for large companies anymore. Majority wants jobs that can work from home, but companies' labor force are reversing requiring workers to show up to an office now. Yeah, that's a big thing too, right? You show people the comfort and then you take it away from them. They're kind of out of it. And boomers are retiring. Okay, that's another thing. Yeah. You still need senior architects, not so much junior ones. Yeah. 2 jobs at the same time at some point because companies didn't care so much. As long as you did your job, that's kind of cool. DoorDash, right? There's a lot of things where people can just sort of like do their own stuff, yeah? Also, because people say wages don't keep up with inflation, you got to find alternatives. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so it's a mix of all of it, right? It's like the perfect recipe of, the job market's just in dire straits. And I think because of that is kind of why Powell is thinking of their it's called, what do you call this, dual mandate. The idea is that, are they going to cut rates, and it's kind of telling you that they don't really think that the inflation is a long-term thing. So they don't think cutting rates is going to exacerbate the problem, make inflation worse for longer. They'd rather cut rates sooner rather than later because they want to stimulate the companies to do well. They don't want stock prices to crash out and things like that, where companies no longer have the free cash to expand and grow. And, you know, sales are down, they have to lay off employees, slows down things. They want companies to have an abundance of money so they can afford to hire workers to get them back in the office. And I think that's kind of where the Fed has had their hands tied. They're like, well, we've held out on the rate cut thing for so long, and now we probably should do it. I think that's where Jackson Hole was kind of saying, we're going to ignore inflation for now. So they're really working to keep people, you know, working in the employment numbers up. All right. Oh, that's interesting, Little Blue. I didn't know that. Would interest rate cut again restart some hiring? I think in general, interest rate cuts would start optimism in the market and allow people to like stop losing their panic feel, like the market's going to crash any moment, and the market will just start to inflate like it has been, like on a bubble. And then when everything's all nice and exuberant, people are like, oh, our stock is up 10% this year. Yeah, let's go. Let's hire like 10,000 people. Let's go. We got money to spend. We're doing good. Business is up. Sales are up. And so healthy stock market always creates the impression that things are fine. And then companies are willing to take a little bit more risk, right? Well, we're growing. We went up, 5% this quarter. Well, let's go ahead and hire new people to, for this growth. Let's pay them a little bit more too. Let's get them in here. Let's steal them from the other company. And then just starts that snowball. What is DD? This is the risk interval band from yesterday's close. It's a margin requirement thing. So it is a predictable high volume pivot at both sides of this range here. Have I ever considered OnlyFans? Considered. I've got one for each foot. Lefty and righty. Do you have Trump wants the rates cut, so Fed won't cut rates? That's a real true story, yeah. Well, Powell kind of like stared at the camera at Jackson Hole and was kind of like, we're probably going to cut rates now. You can see like the laser dot, like, you know what I mean? Something spooked him between the last press conference at Jackson Hole and whatever. He changed his mind completely, or somebody changed his mind for him. DD is just a shorthand word for what we call doomsday, but it has nothing to do with doomsday. It was when we do our indicators, we give them just goofy code names, and it was called Project Doomsday. Whenever we had our research team working on it, and some volunteers from the community work on it. And then it's really called the risk interval band. We could call it the rib, but we just call it DD. Sounded cooler. But then Diddy gets arrested, and now Diddy is kind of a fun, weird thing to say. So now we just call it the Diddy bands. So lube up. Why do you have the fib? No, it's not a fib. I'm just fidgeting. I've got ADHD and I fidget. I'm just literally just lining it up just to be fun while I talk to you guys. It's my own fidget spinner. I usually use this to measure distances so that off to the side, it's a fib tool. But for instance, if I want to say like, how far was this move, right? I could put my mouse here and go 27, and I can go 63 by looking to the right and left. But if I have this on here, it's a very easy way to say, okay, how far the market moves? So I can see the volatility. I can go, oh, this was 51 points. Okay, got it. I can just look right here. So it's just a ruler that I use now. I can kind of repurpose the fib tool for being a ruler. And now I'm just fidgeting with it. Red lines are going to be support pivots on the way down. So essentially what happens is each one of these is a guaranteed high volume pivot. So these red lines are illiquidity pivots off of the previous move. They're dealer imbalance points. ES is 5850. So if you look at the table, S&P's risk interval is 5850. And NASDAQ's is 2210. If you say 42, it's because you're referencing the training video, which it was 42 at the time the video was made. So it is much higher now, 5850. Make sure you know that. What do I consider a non-flat open? A single strike difference on the close. Yeah. So if SPY, for instance, is or S&P closed yesterday at or say SPY closed at market close at an equivalent of 64.58. If we're inside of 10 points on the S&P, it's considered flat. 40 points in NASDAQ. So this is absolutely a flat open. We hate flat opens. They're kind of hard to play. You kind of have to kind of take a guess and then gamble on a direction. There's not really a lot. Unless resilience is like 90 or 80 or something really strong, I really don't act on it. So today, I think I'm going to wait on the open, which kind of sucks because usually you get your BLU set up and long at the open might be the only push. So what I normally do is I'll long in just one account with one contract and let it be the sacrifice in case we fall to a stronger pivot and take the longs there. I'd like to say that with like in recent events, especially with this selling, this little bit of recovery, I'm going to be very careful today. I don't think today's continuation rally just yet. This whole end of the day move like this is just like the end of the day move there. Just very rapid sort of short squeezing that doesn't really leads me to believe that it's just not really like the liquidity is not there. Like the liquidity was not there. I shorted it to there. The liquidity is not there. It might fade out to that. So we'll see. Oh, I need to do a sort of impact on this one. That's right about where hedge pressure is. I'll remember that. My fidget spinning tool. I know, right? You always end up looking at scales. This is efficient. I know it's really efficient. I'm always just like, let me see how far it's moved, and then it gives me a tool to fidget with, which is fun. Then I made it green on the top and gray on the bottom because green for rally. But then I realized whenever markets are moving up, I noticed this was an issue of green on top of green. So I had to make sure it was a type of green that wouldn't make that green invisible. All right. So DD is DD is a simple deviation of one risk interval up, one risk interval down from yesterday's futures close. And so what happens is when you break through this, it's in a way such that 88% of days will stay in between these bands. Only 8% of days will break below and 4% of days will break above. So that it's a very high volume pivot. 96% of days close below the top one and 92% of days close above the bottom. Therefore, it's a high probability predictive volume reversal every time. This is the room for talking scooting, baby. Ready to sign up for the class? You will go to the description below, and you will go to the Rocket Place website, and you'll see there's all kind of information about the bootcamp that we have. Essentially like a Gaussian curve deviation. No. Nope. It's not a mathematical distribution. It's a hard number that's based on margin requirements. CME creates margin requirements for clearing firms based on where people are positioned. So we use that margin requirement. We reverse engineered how spans parameters are set, and then we can recalculate the expected range of how futures will deviate from the stock market, which is what a risk interval actually is. You'll see the risk interval is a super magic number. Trust me, you go to the boot camp, it's like such a mic drop moment for people when we show them all the cool stuff that happens on the robotics side of the exchange. You know, the Globex is this video poker machine that has all these rules written into it. The risk interval is a way for futures to stay tethered to the market. For instance, if there's a news event, S&P will, if it blasts straight up, it usually moves like 58 points, right? That's the risk interval, just on a standard move. And like we could get a news event or something. Hold on, let me see what that middle is here. Yeah, it's about the blue line. So you'll start to see that the S&P moves in like 58 point waves. And it's pretty neat. So this is like roughly almost 55, something like that points. But you'll just see that the market, that's your standard range in the market. And you can calculate for margin requirements. It's a very cool trick. Do you ever look at settlement price? No, settlement price is not useful for futures trading. Settlement price is a delivery price. It's based on the VWAP of the last period of trading, depending on which contract you're looking at. S&P is like the last 30 seconds of trading before 415. Or, sorry, 59, 50, 59, 30 to 6. 30 seconds, I think, for S&P. It's the VWAP of 30 seconds. It's just an arbitrary settlement price such that delivery can take place at that price. But the S&P delivers nothing. So settlement price is just a mathematical residual of the settlement procedure where you need to settle a contract daily such that people can deliver something at a price. Since nothing's delivered on S&P futures, it's a cash settled instrument. There's really no need for a settlement price to begin with. So even in a commodity, settlement price isn't useful to you as a futures trader because you're never going to need it for anything. It's just the price at which that barrel of oil is. That's the bill you get for the oil when it's delivered that day, usually. Or it's a place for spot sellers to gauge what they quote their actual prices at. If they're trying to follow the market, the settlement price is a good average price of all the final volume of trading. That's basically why it's chosen to be the VWAP of a certain period of time. Can I give my outlook on ES, on NASDAQ and ES? Yeah. So resilience is choppy and flat, so no opening definitive move. We're going to wait on this open here. I do think we probably still trade down a little bit. We still haven't cleared out VIX into a clean spot today. Oops. VIX is still above BBB, which is not so good. All right. We want to see resilience strong and long, at least 30, 40, 50 plus. Something between 0 and 30, just flat, too flat. No trades for me overnight. Perfectly flat. All zeros across the board. I'm going to wait for our liquidity maps to come through to see if I get any pockets or anything to play with. You know, ideally, one could try to anticipate this is going to be a bull market and long at the open. Not today. So today we're going to see what we got. Good. Perfect. We've got liquidity pockets down here. This is great. DD ratio will be pretty solid on this. I dropped the bull zone, bear zone, which was the setup I wanted yesterday. This is the same area of liquidity. I don't know. This is the same area of liquidity as well. So either A, it's a long from here, or B, it's a long from there. So nothing in the middle. NASDAQ, let's see if we get anything crazy. NASDAQ is in the same boat. The question is, do we get the progressive move off of the open here on NASDAQ? Things are slightly better than flat, but not bull enough for me to care too much. The normal course of action I do take in these long ups is to plant something at the open to let it ride, and then take the loss if it loses, and then hit everything else at the pocket, which is something I could do. And I think I have no extra news or something coming out today. PMIs, S&P Global's numbers are coming out in 13 minutes. ISM numbers are coming out in half an hour. So we might get some news to push this around. Nothing bearish today. Nothing crazy yet. I would say chances are good this probably goes up before down. There are no nearby liquidity pivots. So basically it's either a gap and go at the open. That's it. Easy peasy. Nvidia popped MHP to the upside. Yeah, let's watch that. No, Nvidia is a BSU off of MHP. So Nvidia is good for a run here. So we might get some upward move of that distance. And NASDAQ. Look at all the other stocks really quick. Apple, MHP the downside. BSD, Apple's bearish today. Nvidia's bullish. Amazon is solid and bullish. Microsoft is solid and bullish. I'm really fast at reading these. Tesla's MHP Meta's MHP break to the upside, which is bull squeezy. Tesla's same thing. So we got some big stock carrying today. We'll see if that survives and lasts. Google's sort of floating in BLU as well. Nothing's alarming yet, so we'll see if people start selling or not. Purposely it's so the only trade set up here is long at the open until next resistance. There is no next resistance up until DD band. So the question just becomes, you know, where do we think it's going? Might not be a good trading day today. Automatically everything seems bullish and clean, and I don't have any. It's like another B setup, and I've been choosing the last week or so not to aggressively hit those B setups at the open. It's been paying off very well to just not take the opening move. So the opening move from here is going to be from SPY open to upper band. I mean, that's the move that's there. There's nothing in the way. And then any downside move has support down here. So essentially, it's anybody's game with volatility kind of being where it is. It's possible we could end up down in here if the market just decides to die. This is all ideal trading right here. We got support across the board all through here. So that'd be good. Ideal setup here. The average setup is the 1A setup, which is the B, small trade only, hold a position and open up to ban. So, which is roughly, 40 points. It's a pretty big run if we get it. So the question is, do you believe that we get it? I think we do. But you know me, ideally, I like to hold off on these kind of setups when the market's flat and VIX is at triple B to kind of just wait for a better movement. Remember, VIX is still at the weird spot. But it's the second time in a row we've had big excursion, just immediately just kind of tucked back in. We haven't had any sustained volatility, which is telling me the market is very safe here. People are very safe where we are. There's no fear of this market. I think with the fact that rate cuts are probably coming, nobody's at all worried about it. We're closer to stagflation. We're one step closer to stagflation, everybody. Anyways, market to the moon, yeah. You always right, dude. I've always known you to be right just on just about everything. So the opening 1A move is the correct move, the upside. Again, there's 10 point scalp already. Didn't have any need to take it. I hate flat opens. I don't trust them. Resilience is just mild. I don't think we're going to sell off. I think the market's going to be stable. It's just hard to gauge what's going to happen, other than we are starting to see all that short from last week covering. You see this kind of like J sort of hook looking shape. It's like a hook, like a backwards J, right? Backwards J. This is short squeezing. You can see it very easily when the markets are curving up. That. Yeah, not a backwards J, regular J. Why did I say backwards J? This is a regular J by anyone's definition. So a J shape. So this is just short squeezing, right? You're 5 micros long on ES, small position, see if we run. Yeah, dude, Reese, you know that, bro. That's like literally the position I would take is like, I'll just put, so of all my accounts, if I were to take the open, I would literally just throw one sacrifice at it. Like, let me long at one just in case we run. And if that one account runs, at least I made a couple $1,000, right, for the day. And if that one account fails, then one account lost and I've got 13 I haven't touched. Usually for the 1A, I do split because it's a B setup. I do split it that way. Maybe 1 to 2 accounts maximum. And I leave the rest ready to hit a second time. And Q ran 90 points already. Yeah, and Q ran pretty quick. Upper hedge pressure. And these breakout moves here, pretty solid. For some reason, I want to avoid this open. I don't know. Do you guys feel it? Do y'all feel like we should avoid this open? Do you feel like this open is worth getting in on? It's decent. It's not the best. Resilience is decent, but as always, I can always wait for zones. Remember yesterday, I bought the liquidity pocket and I was like waiting all day and I'm like, let me just get out of the way. I don't feel like I've made too much already. I don't need to really risk for another, 10 points. And all of a sudden I get out and then 20 minutes later, it just goes up like that. Yesterday's move. So you're welcome, because when I closed out the trade flat on it, you guys made all the money on it, which is great. You prefer fat J's? There we go. Wake me up when September ends. Yeah, pretty much, right? Well, initial pop pulling back. So this is, if one were to be bullish, this is the second attempt at an entry. I could try prep for it. Let's wait. Let's wait and be smart. I hate flat opens because they suck balls. This is the one place to take a stab if I do want to take a stab. All right. Do I want to take a stab? Do I want to entertain the crowd, or do I want to sit here and tell stories all day? Entertain the crowd with the trade, or entertain the crowd with the stories? Do I want to input something and fight it, or do I want to chill? But there is news coming soon, right? There is news coming out in about, what, 5 minutes now? 6 minutes. All right, so this is that second attempt of the market holding here, and I'm like, do I want to take it? No. VIX above triple B is like my hesitation. Flat open, possibly volatile, still on the edge. All right, we're gonna chill on this. Take a stab. Stab at it. Yeah. Good call on this one. So be careful with VIX being very close to being squeezy. Anything above 12 on VIX could create a VIX move today. So I feel like you guys are right. It's too risky. It's too risky today. This is why we're the best. We are the best of the best. We are so good at identifying risk. It doesn't seem clean, right? We're not going to be a bunch of shithead gambling addicts. It doesn't seem bearish, but it doesn't seem clean, which means anything can come along and create some turbulence. We still have those red lines from yesterday that we haven't poked through and tapped. So this move right here is very much prone to receiving a giant red candle in the butt. That sounds really gross. You know what I'm saying? About to get reamed. I don't want to be in the middle of that. All those red lines from the big up move still down here to be tested. So I'm saying that might be what happens. All right, we've got the 4 minutes until S&P Global numbers come out. DD stories. Okay, let me tell some stories. How big would your stop be? I would say in this kind of environment, my stop is going to be 40 points in NASDAQ and 10 points in S&P. What a big red candle in the butt. That's the last thing I want, right? When I'm long the market, is for a big red candle to just come stick it where the sun don't shine, and then I get my ass handed to me. Don't want it. No stab, just stories. All right, we'll tell some stories today. We'll listen to music. We'll tell stories. We'll entertain each other. We'll do giveaways. But I'm going to be too smart for the market today. Too smart for my own good to not take the long. I'm glad I didn't take the long. We're going to see what happens when this data comes out. Nasdaq res is now negative. My spidey sense is yet again correct. I hate flat days. I don't trust them. They do all kind of stupid shit. It might still rally from here, but we'll see. Too smart to shart. Too smart to shart. You can sing that to the tune of "We Got the Bone." When does data come out? In 3 minutes. We're watching the S&P Global Composite PMI and the S&P Global Services PMI come out a little bit. So we'll see if these numbers come out looking crazy. But then the more important, I would say, is in 17 minutes. I mean, S&P Global is a great set of numbers too, but you have the ISM numbers coming out after that, and they're gonna, all the new orders and the employment numbers and all that from them are gonna be coming out in 15 minutes. So that's the real catalyst, and we'll see. Yeah, it keeps saying it's not connected, which is really weird because it is connected. The thing is red, but everything's green, so it's very odd. The one that wasn't connected was actually the one that said live, and live is just the web socket for the candle data, the equities data, which is working pretty fine for me. So it's a weird looking visual bug there. Yeah, I know. I thought it was the whole time. What's the last concert I went to? I went to see Shaky Graves about a week ago, which is like a kind of a Texas country sort of sounding. He's really good. It's really good if you like the kind of music. Then before that, I saw Ghost, which is like a metal band. Those are the last two concerts I went to. Shaky Graves is great. Yeah, he's really good. It's a good show. Yeah, dude, he's an awesome singer, man. He's got one hell of a voice. I had to tell you guys though. I'm gonna tell you a gross story. I had to leave the concert early because I had a stomach virus those couple of days. You guys remember? It was that Friday or that weekend. You guys remember the stomach virus I had? I couldn't hang for long. So I had to sort of like bail. You know, it's not doing so hot. Then I saw Ghost, and Ghost is like, it's on one hell of a live show. Pretty good. And then before that, we went to, who did we saw? We saw Empire of the Sun. We've seen a bunch of bands this year. Empire of the Sun was great. Okay, so we got one more minute until the data comes out. Let's wait. I'll show you where red and yellow lines are on NASDAQ. They are, red lines are down here. 206. Do I want to risk it anyways and take the gamble on the long side? 45 data came out. Market's sort of shuffling around pretty quick on this. How the data look? For whatever it's worth, I just don't feel like today's going to be you're going to get lucky if you're just long and the market moves up. I keep convincing myself it's not good enough with the index sort of deviation here, right? We have if you look at the alerts, divergence light is yellow as the S&P is up and NASDAQ is down. Still not bearish, but indicates some volatility. Service PMI, the numbers come out yet? My computer needs like a really big fresh reboot. Came out at a 54, right on the 55 forecast. So nothing alarming there. Nothing worth caring about as far as trading goes. Do I get like a non-event off of this? I would say, yeah, let's chill. Negative res, NASDAQ could dip below here again one more time. I do have perfect setups at 360, and it's actually interesting to see that we have a zone that is very large. Look here, right? This liquidity pocket is massive here. So there's two possible entries. You can either hit this or you can hit this, and it's two actually different trades because it's 140 points away from it. So NASDAQ is going to be like the gem today. There is a mover. So I'm going to wait and see if NASDAQ gets a little dip. I could plant one contract here just in case. And that's it. I'm going to do the one contract trade and the same thing. I'm deciding I'm going to take it. I'm bored. Famous last words, I know. And then, of course, if we stop 40 points lower, I'm out. I've got a trade here and I've got a trade here to play with. So one contract, literally one account. If I lose 800 bucks, I lose 800 bucks. Remember, yesterday I was up 20K, or 2 days up 20K. Yesterday up like 12 or 13K. That's it. Trading's all about being selective where you do and don't want to play. And risk management's keep. So risk management's keep. Like, I'm not blowing up accounts here. And if the market does die, I've got puts. This is exactly why I've been doing that, so I can continue along. These B setups, though, small trade only at the open. Like, I waited for it to stabilize. S&P was still pretty okay. NASDAQ was negative, so I'm like, the risk is still weird and crazy. Let me take the risk in just one trade, one account, and see what I do. See how well that works. $80 to pass on the combine. Going to wait for A+ trade. Yeah, you wait. You wait for whatever your best setup is for that last 80 bucks. You know how many times I'm like 20 bucks away. Let me just one tap this, you know? And I'm like, let me one tap it. And then 20 bucks becomes $2,000 away. Oh, dude, it's happened so many times. Like, you're an inch away from passing. Like, you close your trade early because you're like, okay, whatever. You set your target wrong and you get out and you're like, oh crap, I still have to make $60 to pass, and whatever. Let me just, it looks like it's going up. Let me long. And then I long at the wrong time, and all of a sudden it just goes, and I'm thousands of dollars away from the target for that. I've done it so many times. Every time, man. I can never like easily one tap it to that final destination. Okay, so like I said, if this dies, I'm absolutely super stoked if it does. I've got the idea to have A+ setups all below would be fantastic. So I was deciding to jump in on this. Originally, I was like, let me sit out. I'm going to hold through this. I like Tradebait. I mean, for what it's worth, I like the fact that I can have multiple DOMs with multiple accounts. That's pretty much the one reason I like Tradebait. Other than that, and the reporting feature is pretty good, and their mobile app is decent. I wish I can open up multiple instances of Tradebait and then put all my props in the same thing and have all my props assigned to different DOMs, but I can only have one prop open at one time in one instance of Tradebait. I have to have multiple browser versions open, which is kind of lame. But holy VIX, let's check it. Yeah, like I said, VIX is just on that weird edge. So, you know, VIX over here being an edgelord. We don't really, you know, we don't really kind of see anything other than potential volatility when VIX is above triple V yet a fourth time this month, like a fourth day where it's considered, right? So let's hope that S&P bounces up half gap and we should be okay. Let me double check S&P here. We got 9 more minutes until the ISM numbers come out, so we'll see if that creates any turbulence. As you guys know, let me describe my trades for y'all today. I'm taking what I call the sacrificial trade. I do this all the time with my risk management. It's key to winning. Like, risk management is super key. First thing is first, this is a good bull setup according to the algo. It says small trade only if resilience is greater than 0, which resilience is greater than 0. Good, I have the confluence I need. The small trade only, which means of my 13 accounts, that just means one account, one contract. That's it, one. If this dives and I lose, then I lose. Just fine. This is an A+ setup. This is a B setup and B+ with confluence. But this is like a 60-40 sort of thing. This is like a 90-10 sort of thing. So 90%, I fully expect liquidity pockets to hold. So if the market were to die today, then I've got 12 accounts at 0 at A+ to really hit it hard. I'll make up that 2,000 in a single trade. For the most part, these are high probability setups, A+. So what I do is I split up my risk just like this. I got A+ and A+ here. I take one contract, one account here, and then down in here, I'll probably do 5 there and 5 there. And now I've got most of my accounts in the A+. So essentially the way I play both sides of the coin here is 1A is the smaller position. If we bounce to say 1B, which is the blue, or the pockets, which are here, I've got more accounts to play with. Dude, this is the secret to beating prop firms. You split up your risk. Don't just put all your accounts in one and hope to win. Let the day tell you what you need to do. These kind of crappy setups with VIX on the edge, I hate because it's really a coin flip. You got to kind of take a spot at it. And I look at all the other surrounding data. DD ratio is good and we're above MHP. And I say, okay, greater market's bullish. And fuck it, I'll take the bull side. Never do we say, let's just go ahead and short it. Maybe it's going to fall, right? Because markets don't usually fall. They usually float, right? So in this mode, I think, baby, we're gonna take that long and see where it goes. Again, it's 1,000 if I'm right, 1,000 if I'm wrong in one account. And you guys know me, I'm doing 10 to 20,000 range a day, give or take, between all the accounts. 1,000 is a fraction of a normal day for me. I'm not going to be high-fiving IDOC if I win. I'm not going to be crying if I lose. I'm just going to entertain you fine folk while we sit here and watch this choppy market play out. So looks like My Funded Futures is coming out with a sim funded reset for less than $200. This is what's been hinted at. I don't know if this is just rumors. I've heard $200. Blowing my mind if that's true. Let me double check. Is it true? Did they announce it yet? The announcement's coming out today. It's crazy because I'm not on the show in the mornings. Did they announce it on the stream? Okay. I heard, well, I'm in a text group with like Matt and Luke and all the guys, all the heads of that company. We have a little group text. So it's like their strategy group text. So I'm involved in it. So they're always like ding ding ding. Every once in a while I'll look at it or they'll ping me and I'll look at it and that group text was $200. I saw the numbers, so They said like, don't say anything till they announce it, but they can hint at it and stuff. I'm on the bat phone. Oh yeah. So apparently, yeah, $200 for the core reset. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool, right? 3 resets every 2 weeks only. Yo, that's actually pretty dope. That's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. The song when I enter my funded TV, Here Comes Rocket Scooter. I don't know. I'll have to ask Magnus or one of the guys there to give it to me. I don't know. I don't know who runs the music. It's either Magnus or Denny. It's one of those two guys who run the music. I'll have to ask him for the song. Yeah, I like that song too. It's cool. Top Step came out with the reset funded. My Funded Future said, "I'll raise you." LOL. Yeah, they're pretty cutthroat with each other. The Top Step kids out there are very loyal to Top Step. They're very like, I don't know what it is. Top Step is very cult like. Nobody that uses Top Step for the last 10 years is like ever gonna listen to Reason. You can tell them something's better, and they're like, oh no, Top Step is better. Like, well, no, it's not. And here's the data. Somebody last night posted that Top Step was better than the FundedNext sale. And I was like, what? The Top Step is 90-10 split. FundedNext is 100 split. Top Step is a monthly fee. FundedNext is not a monthly fee. Top Step is activation fee. FundedNext is not an activation fee. Top Step has capped payouts until you get to uncapped. FundedNext is uncapped payout from day 5. There's no way that even comparing the same league. It wins in almost pretty much every category. Just don't. It's been such a cult there that people are going to like absolutely drink the Kool-Aid. Top Step is great. Not saying they're not, but certainly over the last 5 years, many props have come out with much better offerings in so many ways. Just more like a refusal to as a shopper, I don't get so addicted to something that I'm stuck in it. Like I'm like, okay, what do I'm always shopping around for like better offers. And then in Top Step you're locked into Top Step X, which I found to be absolutely a trash experience, to the point that I don't even want to trade my Top Step. I want to get on the Top Step leaderboard. I tried it on stream for a couple of days and I hated it so much I couldn't even do it. The fact that I can't load up multiple DOMs and have each one assigned to a different account so I don't have to copy trade, can't do it anymore. Tyler with this $1.49 hot dog. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Tossing me them glizzies, baby. Am I supposed to like, glizzy, nom, glizzy, nom. Am I supposed to do that with the emojis? Or are you gonna become one of those TikToks? I'll do it. I need money. iDoc is trying to landscape the backyard. I need some money. Ooh, glizzy. Nom. iDoc about to spend all my money landscaping the backyard. I gotta make a couple extra dollars. Help. The right foot OnlyFans ain't making as much as the left foot OnlyFans. Help me out. iDoc is landscaping what now? Don't you even start. Don't you even start. She's landscaping the backyard. That sounds really funny. Yeah, no, that's hilarious when you think of it that way. Yep. iDoc's landscaping around the back door. There you go. I wish she was here. Actually, I wish she was awake to see this. I think she's still sleeping. Yeah, she's landscaping all around the back door. So, laying some concrete, digging some holes, put in some water features. This is really what we're doing. Yeah, it's the real deal. Getting ready for that. She's getting ready for that red candle. You know where it goes. Stop. Y'all are too funny. So in non-butt related terms, the backyard is an empty blank canvas. So our goal is to do the following. She's not, I manscaped the back door. Let's just be real. I'm just kidding. All right, but not really. All right, let's go here. Here's my backyard. This is what we're doing. And the backyard is a nice, long, big thing. Jesus Christ. Now I can't get it out of my head at this point. You guys have completely hypnotized me. Now I'm gonna laugh at everything I say for the next hour. Are terrible. Okay. Here is the back door. Why? It's like we're like 8 years old, guys. Like every single one of you in chat are like 8 years old at the lunch table, telling each other butt jokes. Okay, here's the backyard. There's an air conditioner over here, and there's fences right here. The HOA requires some kind of clearance because the fences, you have to have a clear path from one side to the other. That way the landscaping guys come in and mow the yard. So we have all this space to play, and our goal is we need a place for Pickle to pee. We want to turf the backyard and make it nice and pretty, but we need a place for Pickle to pee. And so the idea is, if you ever had turf, I know what it's like, and don't let the turf people tell you otherwise. If you have a dog and you do have turf in your backyard, they're like, oh yeah, the dog can pee through the turf. Absolutely not. Do not let your dog piss on that turf, because as a gardener, I'm going to tell you that urine is great for plants. All right, the numbers came out, guys. Let's see if I'm going to die here. We're talking about my backyard. This is the backyard trade analysis. Absolutely. So it looks like the market's flipping around a little bit. We had the ISO numbers come out. 52 on the PMI on a 50.9 estimate on a 50 from the last month. So the non-manufacturing PMI came out pretty decent, slightly better, which is good. 52 is decent, but it's not really moving much. I don't like the way that this sort of pattern is weird looking. I don't know. I'll take 1,000 loss in just this one account if it doesn't work. But anyways, don't let your dog piss on turf in the backyard, because underneath the turf is like gravel and dirt. And what happens is, as the years go by, that pee just sits there in that dirt and turns into like pee mud. And every time it rains, you just basically reshift that piss around and it goes nowhere. If you pee in the grass eats the pee. It's great. It becomes fertilizer. And so, you know, you need some kind of plant to absorb urine. If you have a dog, don't let like I tell you, we're gauging people by their knowledge by this one particular thing. I'm like, so can we have a dog? Can the dog pee on the turf? And like, yeah, the dog can pee on the turf. And I'm like, my dog. And I'm like, secretly tell her, I'm like, that's not the company. They don't know as much. If you understand landscaping, you would understand that very good fact. You'll have to go out there with like vinegar and stuff and spray your turf every, month so it doesn't stink. So anyways, we're going to make what we call a pickle patch. So pickle patch is going to be off to the left, which is going to be some kind of like separated thing. Actually, let me draw better. We're going to have some kind of like separated thing off to the left. Maybe we're going to put plants or something like planters here. And this is all going to be grass and garden. So here I can put all my vegetables and all that. And it's going to be real grass right here for one way to go take a poop in. And it's still going to be open. People to go through. And then we're going to like turf the rest of this. They're going to surround the backyard with all kind of like big ass waterfalls and stuff and jungle plants. And it's just going to be like this beautiful thing with lighting. And then all my barbecue pits will be over here and then a little deck place to sit on. So that's it. And then Pickle can learn to poop over there on the real grass. So we are landscaping the backyard. All right. I'll just hang on to this. Remember, I do kind of want the market to pull back, which is good. I'll take a stop loss at 440. Call it. Do I need a vocal compressor? I have one. I actually have two compressors working side by side. Is it when I'm talking, do you hear like high and low? What's the spread on the backyard? Hey, iDoc, I was telling everybody about how you landscape the backyard. So that iDoc's busy landscaping the backyard right now. Oh boy, that started a whole conversation. You've been here since I started streaming? Oh shit. All right, let me close out. Let's at 440 is going to be my stop on this, which is good. Heard the dog. You walked the dog for like 2 miles listening to you talk. That's good. Pickle patch song coming soon. All right, 440 is Bob. Pull the plug on this one. Let's pull it. Okay, so that was the one contract, one account. And the sad thing would be if it rallied from there. Okay. All right, let's get those A pluses today. That's what I'm excited about. You are going to be rotated back to the pool. And all right, you're up, big guy. Your turn. Make it like Wizard of Oz vibes. Wait, in the backyard? Are you saying we're gonna have like a yellow brick road and like munchkins and stuff? No, the pickle patch. Oh, the song. How, like, that sounds kind of cool. Like, swish, swish here, swish, swish there. That's how we make you up today. Patch, patch here, patch, patch there. It's called the song Pickle Juice? Yeah, that'd be a good one. Nobody sees the wizard. Not nobody. Not no how. But sir, we've come all this way. Is that a horse of a different color? Well, why didn't you say so? Get on in here. The Pickle Patch is a little Pickle Patch sounds like the nickname you would give to your mom's new boyfriend. The guy with the ponytail and the little soul patch, the one that plays acoustic guitar all the time. What's they're making fun of the guy with the soul patch. What show or movie was that from? Movie was that where they were doing like, oh, that was from the Adam Sandler movie. They Just Go With It. He was making fun of her her boyfriend with the soul patch. He's got the acoustic guitar. It's always jamming out. Dun, dun, dun. Anywho, so we'll be landscaping this, and so I have to get my OnlyFans going. Make a couple extra bucks. Yeah, it was from Just Go With It. Yeah, that was the movie. Hi, Doc. I keep seeing like a couple of Pickles fleas flying around. I keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye, and it landed on me a second ago. So our dog has fleas from the training thing. And when she found out he had fleas, iDoc didn't know any better. She literally brought him up here and took him everywhere where there's carpet, which is the thing you don't do when there's fleas. And then we learned now, with the fleas everywhere. So right now we're quarantining Pickle and popping his fleas off and watching him in disc show. So he should be good. I think there's one still hopping around here every once in a while. He's looking for a place to land. FundedNext Rapid versus Legacy. It's pretty simple. The Rapid is a less expensive account than the Legacy. And what's the difference? Legacy, let me start at the top and tell you the difference. Legacy is 3 days to pass eval, 5 days of payout. That's it. So in Legacy, after 3 days, you pass and you have your regular account, once you're funded, and then after 5 days, you can take a payout of half of the balance, no matter what it is. If it's $10, or actually it has to be like $500 minimum, I think. If it's $5,000 or $50,000 or $500,000, whatever your balance is, after 5 days, you're welcome to just wait till whenever you want, request a payout, and you get half the balance in a giant chunk. It's slightly more expensive than the Rapid, which doesn't let you do that. Rapid is a 1 day to pass, 3 days to pay out, and every payout, you get a fixed amount every time that gets bigger every time. And then once you get to the last payout, then you go uncapped. So it's cheaper, but then they throttle your payouts. It's a faster payout too. So Rapid, you can get paid in 4 days from day one. The Legacy is 8 days from day one. But Legacy gives you a big fat payout. Now compare Legacy to My Funded Futures. It's like My Funded Futures Pro, except for Legacy is an uncapped payout. Pro is 80% of 100K, which is 80K cap, but it's still pretty big. My Funded Futures is like 14-day trading cycles, whereas FundedNext is 5. So to have a big fat lump sum uncapped payout after day 5 is why the FundedNext accounts got so popular. And when they have the no DLL sale like they have right now, there's even no daily loss limit to go with it. So the fact is you got no daily loss limit. You can scale these accounts really effing hard and build up a huge fat balance and get it half of it in 5 days. Made it a very popular account for people that are swinging for home runs. Rapid is more like you're on a budget and you want to work your way in the system and get like smaller payouts for a cheaper entry fee, which is one of the most popular accounts in prop trading, period. The Rapid is huge. You guys love the Rapid. Legacy, the reason I only trade the Legacy is because my throttled payout or my fixed small payouts is what Tradeify already does. The straight to funded is already like consistent payouts that are small. I already have something like that. So why double down on that? I'll just do the Legacy so that way I can at the same time swing for grand slams to get 50,000 whatever something payouts, bigger payouts if we can. You struggled getting the CKG connector last couple of months. Is there any way someone help you? Who should I call? So sure. Do you have a brokerage account and who is it with? You submit an application through a couple $100 in which brokerage? That's the first question. Is there a spreadsheet that compares your preferred prop firms? There's in the prop section, there is a channel which discusses why I like them over each other. Yeah. Is there a buffer required on both? For the Legacy account, you just need $500. That's it. That's literally it. No buffer required. Choice between FundedNext and Take Profit. They're absolutely so different. You can't even compare the two. Take Profit is like Apex. It's inexpensive, quick to pass. You can pass in 2 days to Take Profit. And then once you go funded, the problem with Take Profit is end of the day drawdown and eval, just like FundedNext. But then when you go funded, Take Profit is trailing drawdown, but it has daily payouts, which makes it very attractive. FundedNext is end of the day drawdown the whole way through. So they're so different than each other, you can't really compare them. But when you compare Take Profit and Apex, Take Profit is like the clear winner these days. It's the fastest growing and most popular of the trailing drawdowns. Like when Apex was around and Take Profit was just getting started, they were like this, and now the code is like this. I would say my Take Profit affiliate code use is 10 to 1 what Apex is. So it's become for people that like that style of account. So they're both 5 days for Take Profit. Yeah. So Take Profit is quick to get your payout as well. It just becomes trailing drawdown versus end of the day drawdown. So if you ask me which one I like better, it's kind of hard to say because they're both so different. But I always choose end of the day drawdown just because I like it better. I personally don't like the trailing drawdown, and some people do. And it's easy to manage if you know how to just take like a lot of little base hits. You can't really hold a trade for long. So my trading style does work well in the trailing drawdown world, but I'm still not the biggest fan of it. What if you don't pass in 3 days? You don't have to pass in 3 days. It's 3 days minimum. So that's it. Sure. What's your broker, bro? What you got? AMP? Okay. So if you have signed up with AMP should give you CQG credentials. And that's it. So you contact AMP and say, where's my CQG credentials? And then they give them to you, and then that's it. And then you log into the platform with them. Make sure with AMP you've actually bought your data as well. So you have to ask them how, make sure that you've signed up for data. So you don't just have the brokerage account. You have to have data purchased through them. You have to have a balance in that account that they withdraw from to pay for your data. That's basically it. You wish TPT had it on the Pro? Yeah, like, I know, right? But what I think about prop firms throwing out funded account reset options, it's good. It saves you time. It's basically their version of like straight to funded if you think about it. Relatively speaking, the price of a sim funded reset is going to be comparable to an equivalent account of the same amount of straight to funded. If you think about it, you're literally paying to go straight to funded, to skip the eval all over again. This is what you're paying for. So it's almost like them creating a straight to funded program without creating a straight to funded program. Do you see what I'm saying? So sim funded resets is their straight to funded thing. You can reset once you earn it, you can reset it and go straight to funded. So the parameters will still be similar to straight to funded. It's going to be like in the accounts that have tiered payouts. You're not going to be resetting an account with uncapped payouts. So it's probably always going to be on something like the core or the scale. If you'll be resetting like a pro account, it probably costs a couple $1,000. No way it's going to cost like a couple $100. So the idea is, and I can just predict what these prop firms are going to do. If you're going to be resetting funded, it'll only be on the one with scaled payouts. So like Topstep probably would have one, and my funded would have one on the core and scale accounts. If FundedNext have one, they would just have it on the rapid accounts. Take profit funded reset is fairly expensive, what I've heard. It's very expensive. Did that work, Shira? Was that the answer you're looking for? Did that help you? When is backtesting available in Rocket Scooter? The first step right now is finishing the split screen charts. That's almost done. Actually, I'm supposed to talk to my developer right now about it. Let me make sure I got this update from him. Wait 1 second, I gotta draw something. Am I trading the FundedNext legacy or rapid accounts? Legacy. Like I said, I'm already doing Tradeify's straight to funded, which is the tiered payouts. So there's no reason for me to be doing them plus FundedNext are the same thing. Like FundedNext for me is like, okay, these are going to be my big Grand Slam accounts for my big fat payouts. FundedNext has been massive payouts, just huge chunky payouts. And then Tradeify has just been like steady, you know, sporadic payouts. This choppy, messy day like this today. Yeah, a little opening move there. I'm just chilling. Watch it go to there and then rally, and then I'm just like basically stuck with no trade. I'd like to get very close to these zone bottom plays. Kind of flat chop shit day today. All right, yeah, no trade for me. From here on out, I think I'm going to chill. Even if it reclaims this, I don't want to play B setup today. Learned my lesson there. You said you're very confused and even stuck. You've read all about the PA and implemented it for a year. I don't know what you mean by PA. You've also tried many indicators and strategies, got no results, so now I should go for SMC. Piyush, you should go to our bootcamp and learn our pivoting technique. Price action? Oh, price action, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that stuff is just... It is confusing. Yeah, I'm not surprised you are confused. The teachers of that, you know, price action analysis and all that stuff is... It's all like, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad you went through it because you can see that you wasted your time. It is confusing for a reason because it's people. We have a song that makes fun of it. We say, stop chasing pigeons with a clipboard, trying to predict what they're going to do. Most technical analysis and price action analysis is just trying to like analyze noise and try to find some kind of fake pattern in it. Hey, Spec with the donation. Let's give away some boot camps. As a matter of fact, really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. All right, we'll give away some boot camps today for the giveaway. Very cool, man. Thank you. Make the donation. Send it to that guy. He can enter the drawing. The idea that price action can predict the stock market is something that we've spent a lot of time trying to blow the lid off of and tell you that it doesn't. It absolutely will not ever work, and it won't work, and you have a right to be confused because you sound like a smart person, and any smart person would be confused at staring at such an illogical thing that other people claims works, and you don't see that it's working, and you're confused. Well, I was the same way because I'm a very smart person. People are trying to tell me that you know, moving averages and all this stuff or what they did, and it was consistent for them, and I was like, how is it consistent for you? I don't see it. And I was eventually convincing myself that I was dumb and there's something I wasn't seeing, but at the end of the day, I was convincing myself they were just lying to me. And this is the real cold hard fact. With price action analysis and all the stuff that people are teaching out there, it will be confusing because it's somebody analyzing noise and trying to convince you there's some kind of structure there and there's predictability, and there's not. And because you're smart, you're confused because you're expecting to see something that you're not seeing, and then you're thinking you're missing something, but in reality, you're just smart enough to see that it's not working. You answered your own question by saying you're confused. I would be too, and that kind of stuff is not consistent for what you're looking for. Smart money concepts are slightly better as far as statistics of that. Heyo, what's up, Flea Boy?
That's not his name.
Does he got fleas still? You better?
If he starts to scratch again.
Does your skin get irritated after landscaping in the backyard?
You're so lame.
Did you hear them say that? It wasn't me.
I did hear you say that. All their chat was like, oh my gosh, she's in here. She's in here. She said, Matt. And you're like, la, 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 la. I just wish that I think she's asleep right now. By the time you said that, I had walked 2 miles
Don't follow her.
with the dog.
I was seeing if you were there.
Oh, right, guys? I was totally there. You saw me, didn't you, chat? Earlier?
I like how he likes to sit straight up. This is so funny. Buddy. You're a much calmer dog. Ooh. Okay. Oh, God, he's so heavy now.
What do you mean? He lost 2 pounds.
He feels fat.
I saw his heart.
Look at this stupid day today. Look how crazy this is.
This day I've ever seen.
Yeah, really dumb. Excellent. How is the... Anyways, what most people hear is we teach a pivoting based strategy that just looks at high volume pivots and trades off of those and uses confluence and arbitrage. So our style of trading is not trying to rely on noisy candles or patterns. We actually can predict where volume will be very accurately and then just trade off of volume pivots. It's a very light, sort of easy to understand method. You should go to our bootcamp, as somebody has just donated some. Dude, my computer is being funky today. So we'll donate 4 bootcamp classes today. We'll do a little giveaway for that. He's at breakfast. Oh. Stop shaming your dog. He can't help. He can't help his body. Where are you going? Yeah. Oh, okay. Have fun. Mm-hmm. So smart money concepts are better than price action stuff. Certainly better. Order flow. I'm gonna say. I promise you this. Order flow trading and price action based trading is a scam. I've always said it. I've always believed in it. I never could find consistency in it. And mathematically, it just, as a mathematician, it just seems like price can't predict the future of itself. And I'm going to stand by that till the day I die. And Jim Simons, the world's most successful hedge fund manager, also said the same thing. That's why I know I'm in good company by saying that. He said that price action is nothing more than a random amalgamation of random behaviors or something like that. Basically saying price actions are random. Just trading with statistics is what they did. World's most successful hedge fund manager also believed the same thing I believe. So go through our boot camps. People are donating boot camp. Thank you so much, Alyssa Garage. So here is a paying forward chain of the boot camps. So we have 8 boot camps to give away. That's crazy. So you might get your chance right now. Let's do that now while everybody's here. If you have not taken our boot camp, you want to learn volume-based trading, volume pivots, and risk management that goes with that. Very simple, easy to learn process. Mastering trading is not easy, but the process we teach doesn't take long at all. The first week, you pretty much learn everything to kind of like get you started with like the style of analysis and risk management. So if you have not taken our boot camp, type in free class and we'll let you guys enter that. We'll do a little drawing. We're giving away 8 of them. Thank you guys for your donations. Appreciate that. So 8 people can go through our whole entire training series for free. So you're good. 8 of you lucky folks here. If you've never been to the boot camp, you can enter this. How you apply differential geometry to trading strategy. This is like the part that I wish I could have picked that guy's brain too, you know? Like, what was their actual mathematical edge, you know? I've always wondered. All right, so I'm gonna spin the wheel. 8 people are gonna win. You can just type it once to enter. See, this, like, flat trading days are just stupid. See, this is why, like, why I hate them. You're not gonna get a trade. I just got chopped out of that way account. Mr. Doer, baby. Winner number 1. 3 touches. This is like 9. When you asked him, I was like, what was your strategy? And he just goes, we use the 3-touch method on trend lines. And that would absolutely just like flip shit in Wall Street. Secretly, that was his method. Type in something in chat, Mr. Doer. All right. Good job. If your name is drawn, all you have to do is go to Discord and go to the contest channel, Shannon Bevel, and talk to our admin. His name is Slacks. He'll hook you up with on how to get into the bootcamp. We're in the middle of the bootcamp series now. You can wait for the next one. That way you can start over. It's better to wait than to jump in early, or to jump in the middle, because you'll be a little lost. Bootcamp, people have completely... The bootcamp is the reason our stream went from 50 people to like, 10,000, 15,000 people watch a day. The bootcamp, like the fact we had this huge training series that only otherwise cost $20 to go through the whole thing. The idea was to make it the price of a book, to cover the cost of the people, the admins that run it. Rain 8778, and learn everything you can, like in a book. Like if I sold a book, it'd be $20. Maybe with inflation, maybe 30. I don't know how much books are these days. But there's a lot of gurus out there that want you to pay their bills by charging you thousands of dollars for education. I've always been against that. I've always found it to be silly. And so we decided to make the world's strongest training bootcamp, and it's literally $20. That's it. And so you guys get it for free. Brad Tanabe 4958. It's new number 4. We'll probably get started in the last week of September, give or take. After we finish a bootcamp series, we usually take like a 2-week break, and we start it all over again. All right, 4 more of you guys. Nishi Dictionary. $7M number 1. What's up? What's up? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you guys. So what's pretty cool about our bootcamp is that the reason there's donations is that people that have gone through it have sent me some amazing stories about how much it's, you know, changed their lives or whatever, and has decided to buy it for strangers. This has been a tradition here that people have created on their own. It completely blows my mind. And little by little, as it's gotten bigger and bigger, people are just buying it for other people. It's so crazy to me because I get like clips sent to me of all these gurus out there. Like there's this one joker, man, like just literally I saw on stream. Again, people love sending me stuff and they're like, what do you think about this dude? And I looked at this video and this dude was like, you know, I don't know, probably like 100 people or less watching it. screaming at chat about we're not doing enough sales because you guys are all affiliates. You could be making extra side money selling my stuff, and like begging his own customers to sell his stuff, like literally begging. Like it was so cringe. Like why aren't you guys out there selling my stuff? Like why are you guys, how come we're not bigger? You guys are not doing enough work, and like criticizing their own viewers and stuff. And I was like, what kind of small person is begging people to sell their stuff? When I look at what we have, our people go through it and then they buy it for other people. That's how you know you have a winning thing. That's all I gotta say. You don't have to beg people to go out there and sell it to other people. They willingly gift it to each other. Like if somebody's not out there pushing your product, it's because it ain't working for them. They don't believe in it. Like that's this dictionary wins again. Yeah. So like I look at this kind of stuff and I'm like, these people are so desperate to make a little money here and there selling garbage, you know, to average people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 3 more to go. And then it's like, because they sent that to me, and that's exactly what the person said. They sent me the clip and they would go, you know, Matt, you know how you have the most winning thing on Wall Street when you have hundreds of people buying it for hundreds of strangers. They're not out there trying to make $1. You can't even bribe somebody with money to sell your stuff. Like, I'll pay you to sell it. You can't even pay people to talk about it. That's how pathetic it was. Like watching somebody beg people like, hey, I'll even give you money if you go talk about it. And they still don't want to do it. That's how you know they're holding on to a hot piece of shit. And he goes, like, you can, he's like, this is, basically the person sent it to me was like, this is how we know you're the best. Because this joker can't even pay people to talk about it. You have people buying it for other people. And it was like, and they were like, I'm so blown away by the tradition. And then the person also said, I'm going to buy 10 boot camps for everybody because I became profitable immediately after I got out and whatever. And then huge thing. So I was completely excited to see that people were very like receptive of what we made. It makes me happy. I've always been a proponent of something being affordable for people and that the value be worth it. I put a lot of manual work and labor into the boot camp, and I don't make you guys pay me for it. You know, it's like, I really take pride into the big thing that we built. Justin, you know what I'm saying? Like and it just made me think, I'm like, you know, I'm very happy that you guys have received what it is we've made and y'all love it that much to gift it to each other, to gift it to strangers. And it blew my mind that the first time people started gifting it to each other, we're like, yeah, I'll buy a boot camp. It was so good. I'll buy it for somebody. And then someone else was like, yeah, I'd love to do that too. And then someone else was like, yeah, I'd love to do it too. It turns out that each time we've gone through the series of these boot camps, it's gotten bigger and bigger. Boot camp 1 had like 10 giveaways, or boot camp 2 did after 1, and people just gifted it. Boot camp 11 had 162 free seats. Boot camp 12 had 234. So this series now, 234 people got to attend the whole thing for free, which is cool. Wicked, nope, you didn't win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold on, wait. Dewar, Shannon, Rain, Brad, M, Niche, Betty. Oh, so you can only win once. Okay, cool. One more. Justin, yes, sir. But what we teach here is the basic 3 principles of day trading, which is trend identification, risk management, position management, and then market avoidance strategies. That's it. Shannon Bevel. Another double winner. There's not a lot of people that entered for the free bootcamp. There's only like 100, I think, entries. But I get messages all the time from people just completely excited. I'm going to share some of them. You guys know our buddy Austin. I'm going to show off. Austin sent me a message a couple days ago. Just a DM. I'm going to show off. I don't care if Austin's in here or not. Congrats what Austin did. Austin's made 30K. His first payouts, his first 10K week coming up soon. He used to make 2.5 months at his job. So happy, proud of how far I've come. Learned so much from you as well as my journey. I'm forever grateful. Austin crushing it with 30K payouts in his funded accounts. And this was a couple days ago, which completely was amazing to see. Tony sent me a message a couple days ago. I mean, it's just left and right. We love you guys. Tony, awesome putting in the work. Awesome putting in the work. Tony sent me a DM a couple days ago saying your effort has opened a whole new world with Aladdin. Looking forward to coming out to Texas with a gift to say thank you for everything you've done for me in my future. My boy Tony out here crushing it too. This is a DM from a couple days ago. It's honestly, guys, it's just risk management. I think that the one thing that people don't teach is risk management. And that's the hardest thing to kind of grasp in trading. And it kind of is a gold mine of information to hear all these risk management tricks your first go around. You know, people realize, wow, I've never learned risk management before. Matster117. Wicked, I saw your name earlier too somewhere, but I think it was on the list of winners from the other day. Is the bootcamp still good without subbing to the platform? Yeah, Darren, 100%. Like, the platform is just like going to give you information on certain techniques, entries and exits. But if you have your own method of finding entries and exits, then the risk management works around it. So the platform is not necessary to go through the bootcamp. And also the bootcamp allows you to understand what I'm doing on the stream better. So the bootcamp will teach you everything I'm doing. So you'll be able to watch the stream and be like, hey, I know I'm not doing what he's doing. You'd love to see the strategy with individual stocks. Yeah, I'm curious if people use our stuff with stock trading here. Yo, Master, let's go. Master hit it. Nope. Master didn't say anything. One more guy. Didn't say anything. One more wheel spin. But yeah, that video just sits home with me, where the person, I gotta find it, but the person was like, well, I'm not going to give some guru any publicity on this stream, but the video was just like, the person was mad and they were like, you know, I built this affiliate program so you guys can go make a side income. And they're like, so-and-so makes so many extra thousands of dollars a month going out there, you know, selling our indicators. Why are you guys not doing enough work? I mean, you want me to up the rate? Like, what do I do? How do I get you guys to do it? You guys are lazy. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, how would you live at night knowing that the thing that you do for a living is beg people to give you validation? How fucking cringe. Yeah, it's the most cringe thing I've ever heard in my life. And it makes me sick because these gurus they believe they're owed something because they made something. It's not true. If you don't make anything great, you don't deserve anything. You deserve to be a pile of ashes underneath my feet. So that's it. Like, and that's so cringy, guys. Like, I don't know. But they were like, this is the difference between you and everyone else. You know, I'm gonna buy your thing. You didn't ask me to. No, I don't get a cut out, but I'm actually gonna buy your thing for 10 strangers. And this joker over here can't even pay people to talk about it. It was an eye opener to me that I said it. I was like, I was very, you know, I felt very happy for like everything I built in my life started making sense. I was like, you know, I actually do finally feel like we're doing good for people, which is great. Like I've always known it, but I never really had the feedback from a massive group of people all at once. Just like, and seeing you guys buy 234 free seats for people, you know, it's kind of cool and validating, which I like. It's neat. And I realized the more I start paying attention to social media, the majority of social media is just somebody desperately trying to sell something, and it all feels desperate. I had a friend of mine call me last night about a cool like website concept where that's like validate trading and stuff, like where basically people can sign up for it and tie their brokerage account to it and it validates trading. There's a couple of things already out there like this, but there's a new spin on the whole thing. And we had a whole conversation about like, you know, what is the market like? Like how many traders would use something like this? And I was like, well, I feel like 1 out of 100 people selling something in trading actually would show their performance, you know, as in most people would probably avoid that kind of business because they don't want to reveal that they're not any good. It's going to be a very small market of traders, but he's like, yeah, he's like, I agree. But the traders that would sign up for it would have the validation. So they would be standing alone. And there's a way to like market that as, you know, like if you don't want to show what you're doing, you're fake. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty true. And so they're building like some kind of thing for like trader validation. It seemed like a cool idea. I just like had the whole conversation last night that like just people are desperately trying to sell, like desperate, like yelling and screaming over each other, and everybody's hawking affiliate codes right now. There are people that are like affiliate influencers for prop firms that haven't even traded a day in their life. They don't even have a live stream, nothing. They're just like, ooh, I want to get in on this. I want to make a business. So anyways, makes me happy to see you guys really resonate with the boot camp. You like it. Somebody said, what am I even talking about? Take out a few ribs and get a room. I was talking about a DM somebody sent me of a video of some guru screaming at their own viewers on YouTube why they're not selling their product hard enough, and compared it to our boot camp where people are buying it for each other, and said, this is how you know you have something that's a winning thing. Because look at this other loser. Came and paid people to sell whatever it was they were selling. To kind of say, you know, thank you for all you've done for the community, I guess. So you guys that have won, just make sure you go to the Discord, go to the contest channel, talk to our admin Slacks and tell them you won the bootcamp, and I'll hook you up. So it's training. If you didn't win, it's only $1 a class, so it's cheap. Even though you know, you didn't win, you could still always join up. In about 3 weeks, we'll probably be starting up again, 3 to 4 weeks. And you guys that won, jump in 3 to 4 weeks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am down $1,200, and that's it. I took one trade, took a stop, and market went zip zip back up to the top. Choppy, crappy day. So B setup is back to being normal. This is a good entry, at least from here. I still don't really care to take the trade, but if you want to ask my opinion, this is probably going to continue the trend. Everything is sort of staying a little bit better. There was no good setup to take, so I just risked it in one account, same as always. On this B setup, opening trade 1A, I usually get on one contract in one account, sometimes two, and that was it. Nice, Ari. That's nice. Comment on Top Step last night. Paired the perfect short entry on gold. Called the PDL, said 63 and I was better short. Top Step almost shorted from the bottom. Yeah, Top Step is my favorite comedy sitcom. Literally, it like I go there when I'll watch it when I want some laughs. You know what I mean? It's like a comedy sitcom about a bunch of bad traders that just try so hard and always seem to do something that's funny. Nice guys though. They're pretty nice. I just say they're nice kids. Nice kids over there. Bless their hearts. They're trying. Good guys. All right. You justify losing in Asia. God, they even have it. I know they have that show, Decoded Trading at Night. I don't know how much you'd have to pay me to sit there and trade slow markets. I would be excruciating. I usually like, that's the time you don't want it. There's no reason to trade futures at night. Like what method are you been using? The stock market's closed. Like futures are tracking the stocks. Stocks aren't even moving. You're just trading the noise in other markets. The fact that he's not watching other markets and making trades that are matching like Asian markets and European markets at night or whatever, you're just trading technical analysis on a closed US market is comical at best. You know, the only reason the futures market moves overnight is anticipating moves in Asian markets and European markets. And you need to have a good grasp on everything related to Asia and Europe if you're trading at night. You can't just look at the charts and here's the pattern. Let me make the trade overnight. It's just like, oh, bless their hearts. They're cute. Oh, they're trying. Oh, you're trying. It's the only reason futures are even moving is that. You could be an expert at what's going on over there. Geopolitics, catalyst, news, ECB, you know, Chinese central banks. Like what? Why are their markets moving? That's why our markets are going to move. We just stay at the pattern. Let's take the trade. At the overnight fair value gap on the 5-minute. Let's take the long. We in Texas we have a saying. We go bless their hearts. It's the most insulting thing you can say to somebody when it sounds so sweet when you deliver it to them. Just when you say bless their heart is like what you say when you're you know, you have a 3-year-old and you know your 3-year-old is wearing, you know, putting on daddy's clothes, like wearing his shirt, wearing his boots, and the sleeves are like hanging off his arm by a foot, and the giant boots is flopping around. You're like, oh, bless his heart, he's trying. It more just means like, no, please don't. Like, just stop. The nicest way to call someone doing something just so childish or so dumb or so stupid, yeah. It hits. It's a polite Texas insult. You have the same thing in the UK? It really just means, aw, they're trying. Don't be so mean. Give them credit. They're trying. When you're watching like your 5-year-olds play football and stuff, and they're all just tripping over each other on the fields, you're like, oh, bless their hearts. They're trying to play football. Aw. Aw. Okay, guys, let's do FundedNext giveaway. We like to do this every single day. It's early enough. Again, flat days. I hate flat days, which is why I took small risk in a couple accounts, nothing big. And I would call this sort of a... Why does this keep showing up in Spanish? I don't know why it does that. We do giveaway giveaways every single day, you guys. We'll do some FundedNext action in a little bit. Now, the way this is looking isn't so bad, I think, for the remainder of the move. I feel like we're gonna get something like this, and then maybe like that at the end of the day. No selling pressure, no sell-off pressure, no crash pressure. Flat, choppy, and for whatever it's worth, I'm not feeling today for being anything good. As far as A setups, nothing's good popped up. I did make the mistake. I should have held on the S&P though. Had held on trade S&P because S&P filled the gap with positive res. This would have been a decent up trade. That's my mistake for getting it wrong. I was watching NASDAQ and not paying attention to S&P. Like in hindsight, I look at this and I go, oh man, this was not this. I shouldn't have stopped there. I should have held on. And actually added an S&P, but sometimes when I'm streaming, I miss out on a couple things. All right, so we are testing right now, which you just heard a couple of bleep bloops. I'm testing the AI assistant bot that we built for the website. So essentially, one of the projects we have going on right now is, you know, an AI. You guys have questions for me or questions for Rocketplace or questions about our giveaways, question about anything. You would go to the AI bot and talk to it. And so right now we're actually training and adding knowledge to our AI bot for everything Rocketplace, everything Rocket Scooter. So right now, this is what you just heard me. You might have heard some bleep bleeps a second ago. Cool, I'm talking to my own AI bot. That'll be fun. So you guys are like, how do I connect the data? How do I connect CQG? How do I get this? How do I get that? We're gonna have a little kind of a AI chat bot on the website. That's pretty cool. So I was just testing out the first look on the test server. It looks really nice. So we're gonna spend some time adding the knowledge base to that and training it and everything. All right, guys, you got your first payout from FundedNext. Let's go. Congratulations. Very nice. How much was it? What type of account was it? Very cool. Congrats. Congrats, friend. All right, let's go here. Are we spinning the wheel in just a couple seconds here? We need a giveaway song, so let's just play this one.
Hi,
why not?
My name is Dave, and I caught the dip.
And I caught the dip.
I thought it was the low. It was just another wick. Saw it on the 5-minute, heart skipped a beat. Formed a little hammer, looked kinda neat. No confirmation, no real bias, but I hit long. Now I'm red in the face. Stomach was thin, tape was slow, but something inside said, bro, just go. 20 handles later, it dumped on me. Should have waited for the MHP. Welcome to Knife Catchers Anonymous. We buy the blood and pray it's bottomish. You win, you should. All counts, account liquidated. Almost strong, my hands are weak. Been wrecked almost now twice this week. So gather round and sing this song. Knife catching feels so right until it's wrong. I had dreams of 6-figure P&L. Now I'm just a meme on trading screen. Said I'd wait for structure, said I'd be wise, but that wick
Rich Dude, $9.99. Manifesting
told me about
being rich.
Discord said volumes legit. I even saw divergence, bro, I swear. Then came the liquidation ping.
We'll give away 4 FundedNext accounts today to celebrate the new FundedNext 40% off sale. No DLL, uncapped payouts, 100% split, no activation fee, no monthly fee. And it's no DLL for just a sale only, 40% off, 6 uses for the coupon. 3 days to pass, 5 days to pay out. You get half of your balance at 100% split. The best prop account you can get. Current legacy sale ends tomorrow on Friday. Other than that, we're gonna give away rapid accounts, which are slightly different. Just as good. We'll give away 4 of these to you guys, 4 25K rapid accounts, and we'll do 4 a day pretty much every day in the morning stream. We'll do more in the afternoon. We got 100 to give away each month.
Hi, I'm Dave.
I can't get enough of that song. The song is great. It so makes me happy. Rapid accounts are really good. Yeah, big fan. Job 578. How many is that? 1, 2. Okay, we'll do 2 more. 4 more for you guys. Welcome to Knife Catchers Anonymous. I don't know it. I'm just gonna pick something random.
Well, howdy there, Matt. The chat's stampeding, the prop firms are posting, and the whole dang internet's asking the same.
That should be the intro song, Knife Catchers Anonymous. It's pretty legit, right? Kevin, 9054.
Woke up late, but I grabbed my hat. Logged on quick like a gunslinging cat.
Somebody said, what about a short from here? I don't see a short play today, personally. I don't see a short play, and I don't see a long play either. The general direction's up, though. But Vix is again on the edge of Triple V, so I'm not super eager to jump and play one more time. One more giveaway. I was right in catching the long. I just decided to get out of the way quick. I should, and I made a mistake by not watching S&P fill its gap with positive res. That was an oversight on my part. I get it wrong sometimes. So, I think next Wednesday, they're going to want me on My Funded TV in the morning. I am Rich Trader. We had Rich Trader and Rich 99.
Giveaways done, but we still keep shouting. Futures desk like there's no doubting. Matt throws his hat, yells, you dang buffoons. I ain't spinning till I chew my ice cube. Vicky's chips and icy, crunching with flair. Jalapeno heat with that icy stare. I not cooking like she wants to boast. Like she wanted to live forever off green juice and avocado toast. Where's my funded loot partner? This chat's gonna roar like
Congrats to winners. All right, all you guys that won, what you have to do is go to the Discord. Congrats to all the 4 winners today of the FundedNext 25K rapid account giveaway.
funded loot partner. Whole streams hotter than a desert border. Matt says no, but we still post. Tradeify MFU coast to coast.
Take a screenshot of your YouTube ID from inside your account to identify yourself. Go to our Discord, link in the description below. Find our admin Slacks, talk to him, send him a message. Tell him that you won the contest. We'll hook you up with each of you with the 25K rapid account with FundedNext. And we give away hundreds of accounts on the stream, morning, afternoon, and on My Funded TV. So follow me everywhere you go, because I leave a trail of giveaways, like a trail of breadcrumbs in the forest. Find your way to your favorite prop firms, I guess. Yeehaw! Cute song. By the way, let's get back to listen to some of the music for the songwriting contest, and we'll keep running today. So nice bullish-ish day. Again, flat-ish. Market's kind of in a tight 20-point range. A little bit of expansion here. I was feeling that the long trade was good, and then I stopped out early. But man, I made that mistake. I was not paying attention when I stopped out, and I just said if I just hit target, I'll get out. But it was right on the edge. And S&P did have the signal that this was support, and I overlooked that because, well, sometimes I make a mistake. Darn, I missed out, but that's okay. I just would have just held on to that one trade anyways. No big deal. All right, back to the songwriting contest where we were just left off. Where were we when we left off? All this yesterday. What was the last one that we did? Let me see. We'll play some music. And we're doing a current songwriting contest for. Oh, we did these two. Okay, hold on. This is where we are now. All right, if you guys like the song, say that you like the song. If you hate the song, say hate the song. Award-winning, yes. Award-winning, no. Award-winning, nah, maybe. Winners of the song contest will get free lifetime rocket security. It's gonna be fun. We're going through all the entries. There's been hundreds of them. It's taking forever to go through it. We should finish up by tomorrow, though. To claim your prize by messaging Slacks and Discord in the contest channel, you can find them. Holy shit, by tomorrow? Maybe by tomorrow. If we do it this morning and we do it this afternoon and tomorrow morning, the next afternoon, maybe. So MyFundedTV is hosting a trading competition between all the hosts. And it's a fun competition. It's not really like straight skills. It's more like a luck competition. I think the rules are you're gonna get like one trade and that's it. And you're going head to head with some of the hosts, and it's gonna be like whoever wins. You get like one choice, one trade per day or something like that. And we're gonna go head to head, and it's like a bracket. And so I think next Wednesday I need to go on MyFundedTV in the morning. So I'll keep the stream on here while I pop on over there. And I think it's me against Bull Barbie is the first round. But the fact is, it's not like a longevity trading thing. It's like a pick your one trade and see how it goes sort of thing. So it's more of a dice roll competition in reality, you know, to keep it light and keep it friendly and fun rather than actually skill-based, who can last longer for the month sort of thing. So it's really going to be it's really just a coin flip tournament with random winners. That kind of style of trading is not like, you know, who does the best over a month of time. You know, that'd be like more of a endurance challenge. And you know, I like those kind of trading challenges. This is more like a funsies competition just for fun. So Bull Barbie and actually be Bear Ken. Oh, that'd be fun. That'd actually be pretty fun. I'll show up as Bear Ken in chat. Am I allowed to compete? Yeah, I am competing. But remember, it's not a real competition because it's one trade, one time a day, and that's luck more than anything. So it's just basically like, it's like pick a number out of a hat competition. Whoever gets close to the real number wins. And then you move on to the next round. We actually designed it that way so that it would be more of a fun event rather than an event where, you know, it was like where traders got, you know, actual skill-based competition. We were like, let's just make it a fun sort of event with like a bracket, and we thought that'd be kind of a better for the viewers rather than being like originally we were like, let's have a trading competition where we invite like all the best traders out there in social media to compete. And then we realized nobody would, because just like any other competition, most traders out there don't want you to know how bad they are. Like if you're on YouTube and you don't want to enter a trading competition in front of everybody else, it's because you don't want people to see that you're bad over long periods of trades. So you would have very little participation if you had a real trading competition. It's like Robin's Cup, like 30 people enter that thing. I mean, it's like with millions of traders out there, you think everybody would want to show off how good they are, yet nobody does. And then the funny thing is that just nobody is just really that good. So yeah, because they know I would win. Hey, I wasn't trying to say that, but you know, they were like, we'll just make it a fun competition where it's just fun. I'm like, that's kind of cool. If I lose in the first round, we're just gonna play it off and have fun with it. And the whole point is just to have a fun event, give out prizes and make it a neat, fun engagement. I actually think it's going to be pretty fun. But I'll have to disappear and head over there like one Wednesday morning, I think. They're still deciding on the time, so I'll let you guys know. For me. So it being a coin flip competition, if the market just happens to sell off the day and I'm long in that day and I take a loss or whatever, then I take the loss. But somebody says it's to make sure that you don't see Matt slaughtering the other hosts. Y'all are fun. I kind of like that song. T6, a song, you know, I like metal and rock. So that'll definitely be playlist. Do you guys think that song goes to the next round or not? I'll add it to the rock playlist. But I didn't see a lot of people saying, I love it, I love it. Did I ever find my wallet? I did. Actually, the housekeeper found the wallet. She was, it was sitting on my nightstand whenever he finally looked for it at the end of the day. So she must have found it somewhere, whether it was in like pants pocket or in the laundry or something. I don't know. All right. So that was an OT6, but I do like all of your music because you submit some pretty good bangers. I hate trading days like this, man. There's just no action. There's nothing really to play. Things are solid for movement to the upside, but I don't know, man. It's just not giving me good vibes. That's why I did take it light. So I feel like it executed very well. The problem is I missed an opportunity. When Nasdaq filled its gap and kept selling, I decided to get out of the way, but I wasn't paying attention to that moment in time when I pulled the plug that S&P resilience was positive and S&P filled its gap and bounced, which was the appropriate trade would have been to hold on for just a little bit longer. So I'm distracted, made the mistake. I didn't see that right here. It would have been great to hold on because S&P positive res, this was support. So if you guys actually did make a trade off of that, congrats. But again, one contract, one account. I'm fully flat except for that one on one account. Actually, let me give you guys a screenshot of that. Full transparency as always. You guys a screenshot of now.
Dripping sauce like futures bleed. Hunger's a never spinning greed. Pickle slipping away. I taste the trade.
That's it. That's it today. Keep it light. Things feel good. You know, I like whenever I'm just like, you know, be set up. I'll take it light. So sometimes, yeah, sometimes you don't have anything good. Remember, I rely heavily on the odds of my strategy working, and my strategy works very well in certain places. Not always a place. It's not always a trade everywhere. The housekeeper found it in her pocket. Oh, that's funny. No, we lost it like the day before the housekeeper came over. So y'all are too funny. What I think what happened was I think I just like threw it on the nightstand and I knocked it over and it probably fell behind it or something. Which tells me she's thorough when she cleans. She cleans behind everything, which is nice. You have a purchase issue with FundedNext. What's happened, Me So Hungry? Let me know. The difference between legacy and rapid accounts and FundedNext. Yeah, sure. Let me explain that. Arby's sandwich. Syncfest is a couple of Arby's sandwich trade, bunch of versions. They're all really good. Rock is good. Country rock, good. Dubstep remix. I like it has like 3 different versions of it. Okay, I like it. I like the rock version of it. Okay, so the difference between legacy and the rapid accounts are that the legacy is a lump sum payout and the rapid accounts are staged or tiered smaller payouts. Legacy is a 3 days to pass. It's supposed to be a 5 days to pay out. In 5 days, you get 50% of your balance, whatever it is, in a single account. It could be 100,000, it could be a million, it could be 10,000, it could be whatever. So after 8 days, you can take out half of the balance, period. Rapid is 2 days to pass, or sorry, 1 day to pass an eval and 3 days to minimum to pay out. And then you get tiered payments of a couple thousand each time you get a payout, gets slightly bigger. So this is cheaper and faster, but the payouts are small and get bigger each time. And then once you get to the end, then you get the uncapped at the end. You have to earn the uncapped, very similar like Top Step and 500 Futures, Scale Plan, things like that. So this is the rapid accounts with FundedNext. The legacy account with FundedNext, you can think of it as like the pro with My Funded Futures. The rapid account with FundedNext, you can think of it as the scale plan with My Funded Futures. The difference is one of them is a big lump sum payout. Another one is smaller payouts over a period of time. Now, the difference is, and again, why the deal is so good is that 5 days for 50% of your balance is unheard of. Nobody does that. It's crazy. And there's no DLL in the sale for the legacy accounts such that you can scale in those 5 days very rapidly. And before they limited coupon use, people were brute forcing big fat fucking payouts. I did. That's what I was doing, brute forcing big payouts. And now, probably because of me and other people, they're like, okay, now you can only use 6 coupon use limit. I mean, the last sale was unlimited use for the coupon. So, I mean, I milked it. And so the idea is that, you know, with the no DLL, uncapped payout, keep 100% in 5 days, get half your balance is huge for big, like, you know, big payouts. The difference between the two is they're both amazing accounts. The rapid is extremely cheap and you can get a payout in 4 days for a very cheap account. And that's why FundedNext is starting to grow
The chart was soft.
pretty rapidly, I think, in the space. Yeah. How many days does it take to receive the giveaway account? It depends on the prop. It's up to them. Slacks talks to them immediately. They have different rates of getting back to us, usually within a day. But certain ones like FundedNext sometimes have a day or 2 day delay because they're in a different time zone. It'll just depend, but we reach out to them immediately. Yeah. The thing that would make the legacy account amazing is removing the consistency rule. Well, if they remove the consistency rule, then the firm would go bankrupt. Because if you had no consistency, no DLL, and uncapped payout with no consistency, I think the song's pretty good. They would go bankrupt if they got rid of that, because it would. There's literally, you would just YOLO yourself to an uncapped payout with no consistency. Oh my God. I would just buy as many accounts as I could and full port them all day long. I'd spend $400, $400, and then full port them. And then eventually one of them will make 20 grand and then I just ride its payout. With no consistency, you'd bankrupt that firm overnight with uncapped. So consistency is necessary so that you can get the uncapped payout. Uncapped with no DLL already is a big risk to the firm. They're not going to make money on that. I've been getting on with Apex and I've been speaking with them. So Apex has promised to change their website, change their FAQ to streamline everything. The information is all going to be there. Apex is saying a lot of the issues people have with Apex is that they're not reading and understanding the rules. And this happened with FundedNext too. And this happened with ETF as well, where a trader causes a stink online. But then at the end of the day, it was the trader that was wrong because they didn't understand the policies. And so the prop firm is like sometimes getting heat. And Apex got a lot of heat, but because they're bigger and they have a lot more people trading them, therefore it's more revealed that, you know, like things happen more. But it's not because Apex traditionally is bad. Like the numbers are, you know, are pretty similar to everyone else. And FundedNext did the same thing where somebody's like, oh, you know, I didn't get a payout, I didn't get this, or I didn't get the account. They did this. And like, no, but this was the rule. You weren't supposed to. And then the trader was like, oh, okay. So social media is not a good trustworthy place to understand people's experience. In Apex, the subjective payouts was my thing. But the thing is that when I'm researching where the subjective payout kind of issues are coming from, it's not really with everybody. It's just with like a select few people. But it feels like it's bigger than it is because of the amount of people that complain loudly. I still think that the majority of everybody that's traded Apex has had a pretty decent time and it's pretty straightforward. But their website is crap. Their FAQ is crap. All these things are not really good at presenting the information that traders understand what's possible. Like with FundedNext, they had the thing with the KYC and people weren't passing the KYC. And then it was like, it sounds like everybody's getting KYC issues and everybody has to get a KYC every single time they pass an account, and get a KYC takes weeks to, pass. And it was like, no, that was only a few people. And those few people happened to be very suspicious already. They were people that were using multiple IPs and people that were using a name that was different than the name in their account. And it's like, yeah, there's a reason you had to do a separate KYC in an interview because you flagged as suspicious. But then those people, before they flagged as suspicious, would go on social media and be like, well, the firm is making me do KYC all the time. This is weird. And like, no, you're weird. It's your fault. And I would do it too if it was my firm. Your IP didn't match and then the name didn't match. And yes, you will be forced to do a video interview. But the way it was presented was such that everybody thought you all had to do a video interview when nobody else really did. So it's a thing of social media where one person can make everybody feel like it happens to everybody. And, this is sort of like the thing the Apex is battling, is that it's not really a systemic thing that everybody's facing. It's more like the impression and the PR is bad from the times it did happen. But I'm not siding with Apex either because I don't have all the information. But I do understand how social media works. So I said, despite whether, you guys think you're wrong or they're wrong or anybody's wrong, the rules need to be clear. The website needs to be better. It needs to be more straightforward. You need to say, these are the rules and these are the possibilities and this is a risk you take. You need to say, there are subjective payouts because if this, and this, we may review your trading. You need to say that. That way people understand it's possible. And when they're shopping, they can make a risk-based decision just like anyone else. So I was, and they're like, yeah, we're going to update our website. We're going to update the FAQs. We're going to update all the rules and make sure everything's in one place. That way you're not jumping around to get all the information. I was like, please do. Because if your thing is that we will review your trades under a certain circumstance, then you just tell people up front. That way they know that's the thing. And as long as that's told up front, then everything's good. That way you have the choice to make, these guys are subjective, but these guys are straightforward. Let me go with this firm. And then both are great products. You can just decide where you want to take your risk, right? As a shopper. So the thing is that every firm now, Crispine, let me tell you the other side of this. Remember, I'm a liaison on both sides. You guys are right. They've made people do videos and show their trading. Other firms also do that in extreme circumstances. Every firm does this. The only reason Apex got blown up for that is because Apex services so many more customers than other firms. It's not as many people trading the other firms that it's not really that known of a thing. I could tell you for a fact, I know half a dozen other firms, including some of my partners, that have also required people to submit videos of them trading. And the only reason you have to do that is because you're cheating the system and they're trying to prove that you're not. They're not doing it to deny a payout. And I'm going to tell you that I know the back end from my consulting with prop firms, that there are many, many, many traders trying to cheat the prop firm out of money. And so if you're asked to submit a video, it's because you're doing something extremely suspicious every single time. And this is really what that is required to do. You're likely trading. You got banned for previous activity. Then you came back into fake IP, a fake account, fake everything. And then you're trying to trade. You got to submit a video of you trading so they can prove that it's really you. And this is something that the firms all do in an extreme case where they're finding a cheater. And it's just like a casino when you walk in with the fake mustache and like, let me see who that really is. And like, oh shit, you're banned. Get out of here. And that's why the firms would do that. Now, if we take the non-customer standpoint and we try to stand in the middle, you can understand why that's important. Because a person that is required to submit a video is cheating the system. Same person can bankrupt the firm and then thousands of you guys not get your payouts because of one cheater. So from the standpoint of the firm, And for you guys as customers, you'd have to understand that you would want to fish out cheaters such that a fast track situation doesn't happen and a cheater doesn't cheat their way to $1 million and then they can't pay you out who's trading fairly. Now, from that standpoint, this makes sense to you guys, right? The stances that Apex has is that. And that does make sense. So the only real middle ground is that they really detail their rules and let you know, by the way, we may analyze some of your trades. Just know that this is something that might happen to you. That way, you're not surprised if it happens. And then that's fair. And everything's fair at that point, right? So what I feel is that, and here's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Okay. Apex was very easy to cheat. Okay. Let me repeat. Apex had holes in their system that everybody who's fucking famous now for trading Apex cheated their way to the fucking top. Just about everybody. Because Apex had holes that you could exploit. Not cheating, but cleverly exploiting the holes for payout. And people got famous doing this. And because of that, Apex had a shitty design. People sort of schemed the payouts from it in a legal way, but the casino had a hole in it, like a mirror behind the dealer where you can see the cards before you bet. There was so many ways to cheat Apex early on. And so because they had a bad risk management up front, they had to kind of scurry around to repair the fact that so many people could cheat the rates. There's so many people that got famous for scheming their way into big payouts. And it's not even illegal. They did what any of us would have done, is they found a loophole and they exploited it. So that's really what happened. And that's not why Apex is going on the defense with it. But I'll tell you, that's exactly what happened. Too many people didn't trade normally and sort of were trying to cheat the game. And then they had to kind of sort of double down on security very quick to keep things from being from toppling over. All right. So it's not really cheating. It's advantage play. Correct. So the casino has a right to counter advantage play in a particular way. Anytime you're at a casino, they have a right to come up and ask you, hey, empty out your pockets. What do you take that? You have an earpiece in your ear. So if they suspect you advantage play, they have a right to deny advantage play as well. The casino has the rules. They can do whatever they want. So with Apex, they weren't necessarily trying to scam or cheat anybody, and they didn't want to admit it to me either. But I know the people that were advantage playing and gaming the system. Since I know that happened, the timing is just perfect that they were starting to like crack down very quickly on certain things you could do. Apex was the easiest prop firm to snake your way into big payouts with very little risk. You can game a whole bunch of stuff early on. So they were really lazy in their design. And now they went overboard with some of their security. And now they're kind of in that reputation of, well, they're making you do videos and denying people and banning people and stuff. Well, a lot of those people were advantage players, and rightly so. The newer firms have learned from Apex's mistakes and have designed their system to prevent that up front. That way there's no PR nightmare. So Apex is sort of trapped in a PR nightmare right now. And they're really not doing anything super wrong, though. Through my investigation, my guys are looking very deep into this, and we're not finding them doing really anything wrong. They're just changing their rules to make it a little harder for advantage players and people gaming the system to game the system. So not everybody is forced to submit videos. This is a rare occasion, right? So a lot of my people I know who trade them straight up, no advantage play, nothing, just trade them straight up. They really have never had a single problem. Yeah. They had a bad design up front that people exploited, and then they had to scurry to kind of keep themselves from, from going under. The song that I play when I join MFF is it's called "Here Comes Rocket Scooter," and they have the song, so I don't know how to get it, but I'm trying to get it. People only have been denied payouts who are honest traders. So this is what people are saying. Yeah. Little internet blip here. I would be very Sorry, we're back. Internet's toxic again. So what I was saying is I would be very careful trusting what other people say or trusting what Apex says. I would take the stance from your perspective of not trusting anybody and just do your own research, because I think both sides are sort of like, you know, not fully honest. A lot of the people I think that got banned that you thought were honest traders, it's more likely they were just not honest traders. I couldn't find a lot of people who I believe are honest traders that have claimed that they've got any wrongdoing done to them. And the prop firm stance, because I've talked to so many prop firms on the back end, they spend all day long trying to ban cheaters. I mean, it's literally what's happening. And again, they may make a mistake. Like they may identify a person who's honest as a cheater and then force them to show that they're really trading to prove that they're honest, right? And as a business owner, you would think, well, that's probably the right course of action to take. What do you do when you run a casino? And that's really what we have to think, right? As a customer of the casino, you better believe you don't want the casino to be insolvent when it's time for you to get your payout because somebody scammed them out of all the money that's rightfully yours that they illegitimately took from the casino. So in the mindset of you guys, understand that there's two sides to every story, right? So when I talked to Apex, they told me their side of the story. Right. But I haven't really found a lot of evidence yet, and I've been looking, of legitimate people that I know are legitimate ever saying they had a single problem. I found a bunch of people saying they have problems. Now there's two sides to every story, right? Either A, it's somebody that got caught for cheating and they try to cheat their way back in, then they're mad that they got caught again and they raise a stink. And you're like, oh, I follow that guy on social. Yeah, this guy's good. He always posts his payouts. But then you're like, no, well, that guy's always been cheating the system. You would never know. They wouldn't admit that. But it could be possible, right? The other thing is that there are people I know that made huge payouts with no issues. You know, Jade Cat made huge payout. Even Tyler made big payouts, never had an issue. I never had an issue with Apex. So is it just certain types of trading? Like, what is the type of trader that would have an issue? And then they just need to clearly state, like, if you do this, this, and this, we're probably going to review you just to make sure. And then that way, you know, if you fall in that category, expect that it's coming, which would be fair, I would say. But yeah, at the end of the day, if I find evidence of wrongdoing personally with people that I know that vouch for wrongdoing, I wouldn't stand for it. I'm looking for the evidence. I just hear some squeaky wheels of people that I don't find reputable to begin with. My job is to get to the bottom of it and see what the answer is. I don't listen to anybody's opinions. I don't listen to past PR. I don't listen to that kind of stuff. It's not important to me. You know, I'm smart enough to do my own research. Remember when the Danny Trades and Pat Whelan thing happened? Everybody was like, he's a scammer. He's this, he's that. I was like, look, I'm just going to get to the bottom of it and I'll make my own decision, not based on what people say. And turns out he was a scammer, but you know, I wasn't going to go off of what people did say. I was going to look at it myself. But I'm not necessarily sure that it happens. The only thing is that with Apex, because they're so big, it's like the math is just there that you'll hear about it more often. You know, with ETF, there was a big stink one time, but the person was wrong. And imagine with Apex, if it was like 50 times bigger, you'd hear 50 stinks. And it's the same ratio of the millions of people that trade. If only a handful raise a big stink, it's not millions of people with the problem. So this is what we're looking into to see. Trace Matt did have an issue with them. I think he had something. I remember Matt had something. Yeah. So I'd have to, I need to probably ask Matt what he thinks. The second largest Apex payout had a problem. Well, what was the problem, right? Like, I don't know who that guy is other than that he made a big payout. And do we, like, you know what I'm saying? Was he legitimately following the rules, et cetera, et cetera? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So anyways, my goal is to not listen to what other people claim or don't claim, you know, based on what other people claim, like third-hand, second-hand knowledge sort of thing. My goal is to dig it to the bottom of this. According to Apex, they're not really doing anything wrong. So this is their opinion. They're following the rules and that people just don't understand the rules. And maybe if that's the case, then the only thing is for them to resolve that issue and then see how the public accepts that. And then we'll decide from there. So that's as far as I got with these guys. I would be happy, somebody said, if they would come through and restore their image. You look online, all you see is bad news. And this is exactly what I told them. I was like, you know, you guys, your image is just so bad. We need to work on repairing that. And their impression was like, sort of like, I mean, we're the biggest prop firm in the world. This is what they said. You know, and I was like, I don't think that's true, but they think they are. And if their impression is they're too big to care, then that'll be their impression. But if they do make changes and listen to what we had to say, then I'd be very happy if they did. For you guys' sake, right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't say any more. I would say at a time they were, but I would really like, what I appreciate about FundedNext when I talked to them, a lot of FundedNext was like, you know, yeah, we know we messed up. We had a flaw in our system. We messed up and we want to fix it. Help us fix it. Help us get feedback. And I was just like, oh, that's great. You know, the first sign of trustworthiness is when somebody admits they made a mistake and they're just really, they lay it down. And by the way, that hip hop song was dope, Sir Darb. I like it. We're going to keep it. I'm going to add that to the hip hop playlist. You know, and they were very straightforward about, yeah, we know there's a problem. Hey, can you meet with us? We'd like to hear more. Let us know. We'll be glad to fix it and work on it and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I like that. With Apex, I got the impression of, yes, we want to repair our image, but I didn't get the impression of, yeah, we know we made mistakes. We need to change what we've done in the past. We're going to change it. We promise. It's more like we can't make promises. We're looking into it. We're trying to make things better. But I didn't get any definitive answers like this is what we're going to do, what we're going to do, other than we're going to change the website. We're going to update the FAQ, put all the information in one place. That way traders know what to expect. So after they make that change, I would call that a clean slate. If they made that change and all the rules were there and then people followed those rules and still there were shenanigans, okay. I'm going to lean on to the fact that the customer is always wrong though. And a lot of times people just didn't follow the rules, but they didn't know what the rules were and they weren't clearly stated. So that still is on Apex because honestly, I've been to their website. It's kind of horrible. It's completely crappy. The FAQ is horrible. I mean, it's just navigating anything is getting information is weird. And then there's all these like rule changes and retroactive rule changes. The shit's written in different fonts, misspellings. It's just like somebody just quickly threw it together a decade ago and never updated it. So in the trader's defense, the website's just completely garbage. So if they updated that, made it clear and straightforward, then the miscommunication goes away and then we can see who's really right or wrong from the evidence from that point forward. It's the only way to really do it. So I don't have time to dig through 1,000 cases and say, okay, you know, did this person get scammed? And did they scam? Did they do this? They do that? Because there's always two sides of the story. And both sides think that the other side is wrong. And then I'm like, okay. So make it straightforward. Give me a list of rules. I'll observe from that point forward. If those rules aren't followed and you guys go back on those rules, then you're on my shit list again. So I'm going to give them another chance, I think. As long as they take progressive steps in the right direction. But if I hear one thing from somebody here that I trust that also gives me the evidence that says it's shenanigan, not only will they be off the list, but they'll be on the shit list. And there are only 2 firms currently on the shit list. That's it. Top One Futures and Halcyon Trading, which is run by those former penny stock pump and dumpers who got arrested for pump and dump penny stocks. So avoid those 2 unless you want to just give your money to a scammer. All right, next song. Or supposedly run by. But their influencers are those penny stock guys. The ones that got pinched a couple years ago. No reason to ever get behind something like that. Not started, but push it extremely hard. It's almost like completely in bed with them, you know. So that, I mean, so your own risk management internally inside your head should see that as a red flag. More power to them and their business, but I would be very cautious. The peasants need more money from Anthony. Yes or no on the song, guys? So with it being said, I think we're gonna move forward, keeping Apex on the list for now until something new happens. I'm gonna give them one chance with our community. I'm cool with a little tabula rasa, start fresh, clean slate. But in the meantime, you know, that song is a no. Okay. I like this already. But yeah. So. All right, guys. What the heck is going on here? I like the picture. It's really neat. This track is bussin'. I'm gonna start doing some work. The song. I like it. I like the first one is really good. This last one's not playing. Okay. Really good. I dig it. Rogue of the Lamb. Rogue of the Lamb has been writing nothing but bangers, man. I think every. Okay, I'm gonna keep that one for sure. Okay, let me add that to the playlist here. Okay, EDM, check. Playlist, check. Okay, good. Yeah, the internet's being weird again. Plugged in, chart spike like lightning strikes. We cry it. The peasants need money. Praying to the gods of ring the bell like a war drum baptized. Okay, make it 9. Cashier, the gods of money. We got dreams, rocket scooter scream. It's 5 minutes to market close the peasants. All right, we'll see if that's better. Are we back? Are we back? Well, this is a pain in the ass, guys. I'm sorry about that. Well, we're kind of back and forth here. I think everything's sort of not stable. It looks back. Back little by little. I'm seeing it like change. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Kind of back, kind of coming back, kind of not coming back, kind of coming back, kind of not coming back. Reload times with a musket. All right, well, it keeps coming and going. It should be in and out. I don't know. If it gets crazy like this, I'll probably take the afternoon off. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. This has been brutal for me, so sorry for you guys having to deal with this. What is the last thing you guys remember me saying? Where was I? Looks like the internet's slightly back now. Feels back. Where were we? Test, test, test. Can you guys hear me? We back? Somebody say something. Okay, let me reboot my YouTube here. Bum 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 bum. Feels back. Kind of feels back. All right. Oh man, you guys had some fun with this. All right. Great. Dial up, all the good stuff. Big old shit up. Are we back? Feels like we're back. Hold on. What'd I miss? What did I miss? All right, we back, we back, we back. Every time you see back, we lag. I'm not even kidding. All right, I think the internet was there. Must be doing something. Something must be down with internet in my area. Let me refresh and reload the platform. Boom, 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 boom. What are we doing? Market going up? Oh, still doing nothing. How about that? Where was I when we left off? Oh yeah, I was talking about how we were going to give Apex a shot and try to see if we can't get some culture change there. And from that point forward, if things still have kind of some weird shenanigans from that point forward, despite what happened in the past or whatever, then we'll say okay. Xfinity in your neighborhood is also down since yesterday. Reading neighbors Facebook group. IDOC is just uploading like very high definition feet videos to our OnlyFans. This is also what's taking all the bandwidth. I kind of want to go with you to a coffee shop. Did we make soap from bathwater? I mean, maybe. Would you guys buy it? I don't know if you heard me yesterday. Did I tell you yesterday that I was telling people that we made our own bathwater soap, IDOC's Bathwater Bliss? Like Sydney Sweeney's, only better because I promised them that you at least farted twice in the bathwater. And then people are like, I'll buy two. Yeah, that was funny. That was good. See, the funny thing is that she's not streaming as much as she used to. Usually she'll troll me back, but she doesn't have an outlet to troll me back with. Why twice? Mark Maker's curse in my stream. Imagine this kind of just small, boring day. This dip would have been fun to grab if you grabbed the S&P close. But that's why I don't like flat days. They don't really produce a lot of momentum, a lot of big moves. At least all morning today, there's really nothing to do. Why twice? Oh, that's true. Not thinking ahead. Pickles, bathwater, or nothing? Oh, it'll be loaded with fleas. So this time, I would avoid pickles, bathwater, soap unless you're okay with getting some new additions to your scalp. Pickle got the doggy crabs. I think we got most of them though. We couldn't find any more of them, but those things know how to hide. Long entry on Solana now. I don't really have any opinion on any crypto stuff. I don't really trade it. This has just been 2 really boring ass trading days. There really hasn't been much to work on. So, not much to work with, not much to do. Hey, hold on. This top step is a daily loss limit, right? I can't remember what it is. Like 3,000 bucks or something, or no? Or is it no on the eval? Or only on live? I mean, on live, right? That's what I meant to say, on live, yeah. But like on the rest of their stuff, they don't. So like Top Step live, no, there's always a DLL on live accounts. That's how these live programs work. Yeah. But in there on the live program there is, correct? Yeah. That's what I meant to say on live. There, the XFA and the I always know the answer to this stuff, and my brain always gets twisted because I have to remember so many prop firm facts. Today's markets are still fun. Yeah, I know. They're crazy, right? Rocket Scooter TV. Oh, that sounds fun. I mean, we're getting big. I mean, we're getting at least 10,000 something views a day, which is crazy. The stream this morning has almost actually 7,200 views already. We could make our own TV show with guests and stuff, but we'd make ours really good if I was to do one. My stream is bigger than every prop TV show with the exception of the Top Step one. I'd make it, my morning show would be like me, Tyler, and Brian or something. Like I put like a bunch of traders you guys already know who are pretty good. I wouldn't pick like randos to be on it, you know what I mean? Imagine if the three of us joined forces and made a show. It'd be hilarious. Those guys are funny. Top Step Sister. Top Step. We call it Top Step Brothers. No randos. Have Pickle as host. We need slacks. Yeah, we bring Andrew on. That'd be kind of cool. He come in there and sing karaoke with an Indian accent. Yes, you can. Every single time. Turkey Bacon TV. TBTV. I like it. I like it. Oh, let me see what time they want me to go on my funded for the contest. Oh. So apparently I don't have to go on my funded TV in the morning. Barbie is going to instead come on my segment. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. That's better for us. My Funded Futures TV is having a trading contest between the hosts. Just a fun sort of like a fun contest, not a serious contest, but a fun contest, just to have a fun event. We'll do prizes and stuff. The idea is it's going to be the hosts are going to get together and sort of like go head to head in a trading contest. But I think it's one trade a day is all you get. It's got to be like your best trade. So in reality, it's not really a who's better contest. It's just more like a luck contest, which we all thought was going to make it more fun rather than competitive where people get their egos bruised or whatever, you know, like everyone's just having fun. And then we'll all talk shit to each other, you know, just for fun. Like, oh, you got blown up. And they're like, oh, I know it sucks. You know, just to be fun, to make it like a fun event. But we all decided that we wanted to make it like not a super serious contest for us for the first one we do. We're trying to do a bunch of new events on the show to spice it up and to make it fun. And we all agreed that it'd be fun to do some kind of like fun sort of coin flip contest. Essentially is what you're doing, you know, just to go head to head with the trader and see who wins for the day or something. And so I'll probably lose the first round and get unlucky. You know, it's not going to be like a skill-based thing over like who can do the best over a month. It's more like you get one shot, who flips the coin the right way sort of thing. I don't know all the specific rules, but we kind of all recommended that it be essentially just not a super serious contest. But yeah, me and Barbie are going to go head to head in the first round. So I'll probably lose. She's got the banana thing going on. So, you know, that always is a hard strategy to beat. I got blown up. How long am I going to be on my funded TV? Probably for a while. You know, I'm like a permanent addition. I mean, my segment is my segment alone is the reason their show doubled in size. So they very much after the first month were like, you know, what do we gotta do to keep you on forever? Sort of thing. So and then I've got other TV shows trying to poach me to join. So it's been a whole ordeal. I have four offers now for 4 TV shows. It's pretty crazy. 2 of them haven't even started yet. There's 2 other props that are about to make a TV show that were asking me if I'd like to be their morning host. So the prop TV space is about to get very congested right now. I'm like, dang, that's kind of cool. I was feel like to be like a famous morning anchor or something, and then like 2 different networks want you to join, and you can like argue over benefits package, like who gives me the better health insurance. But it is the first time in a long time that I've had an actual job. That's kind of cool, right? Like, I have a job. I have to report to a job. I have a boss. You know, it's kind of like, whoa, I've got a job again. That's kind of cool. But I'm like a weatherman. I work for 1 hour a day and that's it. Show up, do my bit, go back. Yep, guys, look like it's raining today. All right, well, we're taking an umbrella outside. We'll see you later. Do most people are there for free drops? Well, I mean, I think that it's, for us, I'm not gonna lie, it's good. It's really good for us in many ways. Without like going into the details of why it's good for us. It's really good for us, especially for exposure, at least for me to just be somewhere else too. For sure. Slightly weatherman Matt. Well, looks like big market day, not doing much today. My freaky futures, that'd be kind of fun. I like that. I like the name of that segment. That'd be cool. finally eating my breakfast. Dude, you know, I'm glad I'm not doing much today. It's pretty easy to see the market's really just kind of choppy, flat, and doing nothing. And I just took one stab at it and then just kind of decided to chill out. I'm way up for the month already. So I don't have to take every single day as a trade. But dude, I've been crushing it on stream. Last 2 days, very nice. Hello? All right, guys, I gotta go to my funded, my bad. All right, we'll see y'all later. I totally forgot. I ran out of time. Slightly late, Matt. Shit. Hold on. All these internet problems made me forget. Let me load this up. Let me get you guys a link to get over there really quick. Crap.
So anyway, until Matt is arriving, let's just check on ES. I'm quite curious
It's
about
like
this.
having a hard
look at
time
that.
loading this up.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second.
We'll see.
Trends we ride with heads held high. Resilience makes the weak ones fly.